The sub is absolutely required 100%. I think the helicopter you could maybe get away without using. Did I go unlive? What's the 104? It didn't even say I dropped any frames. Dang it, so this VOD's gonna be split. When did I cut out? I couldn't have cut out that far. Am I good? Good. Is my internet down? I'm telling you, Spectrum has been a lot, way worse this year. It was 5 seconds. Did the VOD get split? Or did it just I'm supposed to have protection to, if it's that short, it shouldn't make me... I don't know why I'm waiting here. It shouldn't split it. But, I don't know. Sometimes, I've had times where it's been, 30 seconds of me being disconnected. And it, where do I go here? I can't remember. I think I need to go somewhere else. I think that might be the way forward, but I don't think that's where I need to start. But I can't remember. If someone knows, feel free to let me know. I've had cases where it's 30 seconds, of being delayed, and it doesn't split the VOD. No, I don't need to go here. I know that much. Oh, well, that's just death. I know there's, a point in this level where I have to get a key and then go back. I think it's that. Alright, everything is still good also, right, guys? Please let me know if I drop, because I'm pretty sure I didn't drop any frames, so... You know, I think I need to get something before this, but what else is left in this room? Maybe there is something higher up? No. No? I mean, I guess I have to go this way. Okay. I guess I'm just overthinking it. And you know how I get those sneaky. No, I think... Okay, it's here the split is... Yes. Okay. Yep, this is... Okay. No. Yeah. No, wait, hang on. So, no, this is the split. I don't want to go this way yet, I'm pretty sure. I want to go... this way. I'm gonna go through the Hall of Infinite Shy Guys. Or, I guess, I don't even know. I think they're just ghost guys, huh? The Hall of Infinite Bullshit. And by infinite, I mean, you could definitely just count them. Feel free, also. I've really wanted to make a mod of this game where the only thing I do is just give it a Christmas title screen, and that's it. To go along with my bit that this is a Christmas game. Oh, be careful. One year, I was definitely going to do that, where I did at least an edit to have the image be I just didn't feel motivated enough to finally actually do it, but to have it be Christmas oriented for a bit. So the reason it's Christmas, Sturm, the actual origin of this tradition is that I was playing Animal Crossing in 2020 and finished it up, and I wanted to do something else. And I tried playing Zelda and I wasn't feeling it, so I moved on to this. And then I just beat the game that night, and then decided to do it again next year, and have continued to do it again. But also, the reason it's a Christmas game is because at one point, Mario wears a Santa hat. and therefore, it is a Christmas. If a character wears a Santa hat in game, it's a Christmas game. I didn't make the rules. That's just, you know, that's legally. That's just how it goes. I think I go this. Mega. What's Mega? No. Why? All right. How do we feel? What is our opinion on this room? What is her opinion on the Burt room with the two Burts just hanging out? No, it checks out, Stir. Like, it's science. You can't argue with science. Are you gonna tell me that science is wrong? Christmas science? Look, there are plenty of games that don't have Santa hats, and those games aren't Christmas games. But if it... Like, you can't tell me that Die Hard is a Christmas movie and then be like, well, yeah, but Yoshi's Island isn't a Christmas game, you know? Like... Santa Stork is trying to deliver Luigi for Christmas. and we need to get the presents back because... Can't make stole them. Mega got his bachelor's in festive science. We need more fun degrees, I feel like. Not really, but also, yes. I'm gonna take the safety, I think. I don't need it, but... Yeah, it wasn't Christmas, therefore it's not a Christmas movie, it's a Christmas Eve movie. Checkmate. Look, you can't prove that this game does not take place on Christmas Eve. There's nothing in the rules that says that a Yoshi can't celebrate Christmas. I would say so, yeah. He's a jolly red man with a belly. Like, a jolly man, a fat man, well, I'd say portly man, with a... who wears red, and, like, it just checks out, you know? It's actually proven that Mario is just Proto-Santa. Eventually he grows up into Santa. The Super Mario series is just a prequel to Christmas. Is really what I'm saying here. Like, can anyone refute my claim? I don't think so. Portly. Portly is the word. He's not fat. He's got a belly though. He's certainly not thin. Like, they literally made a character to point out that Mario is not thin. He is Portobello. Stout. I've seen some, yeah, there is, to be fair, there are some, like, very, like, muscular Santas, depending on what movie you're watching. Or you watch Jingle All the Way, and it's like, all of the Santas look fat compared to Arnold in that movie. It's one of the best, I should have watched it this year, I didn't. I did watch, So for Christmas specials, some of them I watched. I think I watched this one I watched actually after. I think I've asked this question before, like what your favorite Christmas cartoon special is. And you know, I know a lot of the classics like Charlie Brown Christmas or like Grinch. Like those are all really good answers. They'll never be bad answers. But the correct answer is Hey Arnold Christmas. Even if you've never watched Hey Arnold before, you don't even have to watch any other episode of Hey Arnold. Just watch Arnold's Christmas. It is like one of the best Christmas specials of all time. It's very solid, and I'm not gonna, like, if you don't know what it's about, I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna say it's very touching, and I think it's great. I also watched. There was a pony one that was like the best gift ever. That was actually pretty solid. I watched that again because it's got a really good intro song that I like. And then I watched The Year of Without Santa Claus, which is actually like, okay, look, Snow Miser is peak, but like, okay, so let's break down The Year Without Santa Claus plot real quick here, okay? So Santa is sick, and he's like, "Yo, I'm sick," and the doctor he has is like, "Yo, you're sick. You shouldn't be going out, and screw Christmas. Nobody believes in Santa and all this stuff." So Santa's like, "Okay, tell the press, tell the newspapers, I'm canceling Christmas. I'm staying home this year." Okay, they tell the newspapers, and it's printed in the newspapers. So then Mrs. Claus is like, "Well, you shouldn't be leaving, Santa. What the heck? Or you shouldn't be staying home, Santa. You're Santa. You have to be Santa." So she sings a song about how she's going to dress as Santa and pretend to be Santa. And the elves immediately realize that she's dressed as Santa. And then she's like, "Well, on to plan B." So then plan B is for them to go into the elves to go into town to convince Santa, or to find people who have Christmas joy, to convince Santa to not, like, give up hope and all that, right? Okay? So, again, case in point, at this point, Santa has already decided he's given up Christmas. And they're trying to convince him otherwise, okay? So they go into town and immediately, like, screw up. Their reindeer, like, has come down with the illness of being in the South, and has, because they went to Southtown, and they're, and Santa is, like, immediately realizes that Mrs. Claus is up to something and is like, "Alright, I'm gonna go bail these guys out." They disguise the reindeer, I think it was Vixen, as a dog, and it gets put in the dog pound. So Santa comes to town and tells this little boy, Iggy Koopa, tells Iggy Koopa that you know, Santa is real. Me and your father are gonna sing about this, and it's gonna convince you that Santa's real. But here's the thing about this, right? Like, so the elves are going around trying to ask people, "Oh, is Santa real? Do you believe in Santa?" and stuff like that. And like, they mentioned that they in the same sentence say, "I don't believe in Santa," but the paper said that Santa was not going, like, to have Christmas. Like, it's in the newspapers. The press has reported on it. And they acknowledge as such, but they don't believe in Santa regardless. Despite, I mean, you know, you talk about people's faith in the press, you know, like, this honestly kind of aged pretty well, actually, in a lot of ways. So, so the thing is that they go to the mayor to try and get the reindeer out of the pound because they didn't have any money to pay for the fine. But, like, Santa goes and frees the baby reindeer anyway, so it's not an issue. They don't realize this, but that's what happens. But it ends up turning into, basically, the reindeer gets forgotten by the elves, and when they go to the mayor and he's like, "Oh, you're ridiculous, this is all made-up fantasy," and he says, "Look, if you can make it snow in Southtown, then I'll free your reindeer. I'll call the mayors in the USA. We'll give Santa an official holiday." Which, again, he already called off Christmas. So then the goal became to give Santa a holiday, which wasn't their whole goal to convince him to not cancel Christmas. But now I guess the Mrs. Claus's logic is, well, this will convince him that people do care. which fair enough. So then they do the Snow Miser brothers, and their Snow Miser's like, nah, I can't do it unless you convince my brother. And he Miser's like, no, unless you give me the North Pole. And then Mrs. Claus goes to Mother Nature, and Mother Nature's like, what the heck, guys? Do what she says or I'm going to spank you. And then... and then they... And then that's it. Like, that's the rest of it, basically, is that okay, it snows in Southtown, Santa gets an official holiday, then the kids send Santa a letter saying that they're gonna have a blue Christmas without him. And then Santa's like, well, people do care, and I'm not gonna cancel Christmas. So there never even was a year without a Santa Claus. It never happened. It was made up. It wasn't real. Santa never not showed, like, he always, it was a fantasy. And that's my summary of A Year Without a Santa Claus. It is very weird special. Yeah, he is sick. But, like, it doesn't matter, though. You can't not, like... You can't go, Santa can take a holiday, you know? They don't have a backup Santa. They don't have Santa 2. So it's the end of Elf. Kinda? I just think it's really funny that they, like, acknowledge that it's in the newspapers, but then also say they don't believe in Santa. It's like, okay, but it was in the papers. I need Nar on here because I can continue this joke further with him here. But yeah, so what are your guys' favorite Christmas specials, though? Like I said, I think Hey Arnold is peak. I really like that one. But I don't really think there's any... Well, okay, there probably is bad Christmas specials. I can't think of what they would be off the top of my head. I feel like in general, it's pretty easy to make a fun Christmas special. The art style of this game is... Oh, wait, hang on. The way this game looks isn't my favorite, but I have to commend the style. Yeah, I love the style of this game. Even if it's not something that's your vibe, I think it's very well done. Muppets is great. I love the Muppets. I kind of in college I got in a kick of like the songs in that were stuck in my head. The opening song and then the we're Marley and Marley, ooh, we're Marley and Marley, ooh. Doom Scrooge, you're doomed for all time. Your something is a horror story written by your crime. I don't know why I'm down here with this crab. Yeah, no, Sturm's not... Sturm, this is like the biggest breakthrough of... Not the breakthrough, but like... Sturm, and maybe I'm being silly on saying this, but when you told me, like, you realize that you like characters, like, that to me is like, that's like, oh, that's awesome that you know what you like about, like, media and stuff. Because that's something that I've done where I'm like, I know what I really enjoy out of media, and when you get that epiphany where you're like, yeah, I like this aspect, and when things have this aspect, I really like it. And it makes it a lot easier to be like, okay, I know you're not gonna really dig most 2D platformers because there's no character. Like that's not the only thing, mind you. But it's not really something that is your thing. So it's like I don't have to be like, oh well, I need to convince you to play this thing. Like I don't need to. I know it's not really your jam, and it's like that's fine, you know. Hey, Bon, Merry Christmas. Your opinion on Yoshi's Island Froggy character? He's a frog. Or I'm gonna do what do the children do when they're trying to like extend an essay? In this essay, I will explain the details of Frog. Frog is green. He's he's the shade of green that is the same shade as a pickle. Pickles are very tasty, by the way. Frogs also hop, and this frog hops very, 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 very well. There's in the Charlie Brown musical, which it's kind of like, I don't know if I really recommend listening to the music because some of the, like, they're adults singing, but they're like pretending to be children, and then there's points where you can tell like they're singing off key slightly on purpose. So it doesn't like sound bad, but like they're like the way they're singing, you can tell is like kind of done to be like, hey, we're children, even though they're very clearly adults because they have adult sounding voices. But there's a song called Peter Rabbit, and it's about all the kids in Charlie Brown writing like they're trying to write an essay, a book report on Peter Rabbit, and Charlie Brown is like, it's actually a fun song because Charlie Brown is like procrastinating and trying to be like, well, I can do this later, or I should do it now, and just kind of like, he doesn't really want to write it, and he also like is writing it slowly, and then at one point he's like, he compares it to Robin Hood and gets super excited and is writing about Robin Hood, and then gets back to Peter Rabbit and doesn't know what to say again. And then you have Lucy, I'm pretty sure it's Lucy, who's like, maybe it's Lucy or maybe it's his sister, who's like, that saying the garden has carrots and peas and celery and onions and peppers, and that's just like how she's going about the essay. And then Schroeder, the piano guy, is like, in this report I will talk about the societal impact of Peter Rabbit. and Farmer McGregor's conflicting role as father and humanitarian, like, it's very, like, it's a fun song. And it's very much feels like how a lot of kids tackle those kind of essays and stuff. Yeah, you definitely change the font size to give yourself, less pages and stuff. Because at least, I don't know how it is now, but it used to be like you have to have like 2 pages. It wasn't, you need this many words. You need like this many pages. Oh my, no! I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. You always watch The Grinch, but also... I should have watched all of the other reindeer. That's fun. That one's a fun one. Muppets Christmas Carol is peak. Grinch is peak. Yeah, no, it literally is called Southtown. I had never ever heard of the movie Snow Miser was from until it became a meme. To be fair, I didn't know about it either when I was growing up on it. But, like, at this point, like, look, Snow Miser's great, though. I never watched Klaus. Muppets Family Christmas, yeah. Yes, it's Sturm. It is, I wouldn't say old dude, but it is about that, yes. For Hey Arnold, about finding the daughter. I won't go in more, but it's honestly kind of impressive that at the time they were able to put that. Like, it's kind of impressive it was greenlit considering what they talk about. I'm just reading back real quick here. Why is Skibby Dibby a thing, by the way, I want to say? Like, when I was Christmas shopping this year, Target has an entire display on Skibby Dibby toilet trading cards or something, or some kind of game. And can someone explain? I thought it was just like a meme. It's now like, okay, here's my question. And I guess technically this was beyond my time too, because I was in college when I saw it. But is it like the annoying orange of like this current generation kind of thing? Same vibes, or am I just wrong? Oh my god. Similar? Okay. This is a chat. Hey chat, don't spoil Skibby Dibby Toilet for me. Why can't I aim? Oh my god. Sturm, have you ever seen this game before, by the way? Because you're in for a treat coming up here. Skibby Dibby. Skibby D. Skibby D. Skibby Dibby Doo. Where are you? We should watch every Scooby-Doo movie. Or we should watch every Scooby-Doo. We should not do this. Also, there's a lot of Scooby-Doo. Okay, technically that's not Salvo. I don't know what his name is though. I mean, it is his baby form, but I think it has a different name. I couldn't tell you what it is. The characters in the localized version of this game, like in the manual, have some really fun names. We should watch every Skibby Dibby. Got it. Look, my schedule is packed. I've only seen the final boss. The final boss is great. Michael Bay decided to make a movie about toilets? Yeah, that sounds right. So imagine if TF2 Gmod videos got extremely... But didn't they already get popular way back in the day? They got popular again? TF2 really is timeless. Yeah, word count. Well, I would say, honestly, I think the thing is, I get, like, why you want to care about word count, because you want... Also, I like that we're just watching this guy bathe for, like, 2 seconds, 2 minutes. The thing with word count is, like, I feel like harping on that, like, you want your meaning to be more important than how many words you're actually using. A lot of times, more words is actually worse, to be honest. Frog taking a bath. What is the derivative? Sneaky, you're a math major. What do you, what's your answer? So this is a fun boss, by the way. Usually, for those who haven't seen this before, usually Yoshi gets, the bot, or the enemy gets blown up. But in this case, Yoshi got shrunk down. Look, I need to continue. Did you want me just to end the stream there? Could you please... Okay, there we go. So why is this show? I don't honestly know, actually. Merry Christmas, Frog. I mean, it's definitely scaring that Yoshi. Skibby-Dibby is a constant, so the derivative of Skibby-Dibby is 0. That checks out. Yeah, I think my top favorite Christmas specials are... I know it's after, like, again, I know I did this late, so it's after Christmas. You can be like, well, Mega, Christmas is over. Christmas is so last year. It's like, whatever. Like, I feel like some people still do stuff after Christmas a little. Like, I mean, the thing is, too, like, the date doesn't really matter. There's people who, like, I know haven't done their Christmas yet, you know? I mean, Ina said she didn't do Christmas 2 yet. So, there's some workplaces that don't do their Christmas party until January, so... I think it's not Christmas until everyone has Christmased. But Jingle All the Way... I don't know if the Year Without Santa Claus is good. I do like Snow Miser and Heat Miser, though. It has a special place in my heart. I own it on DVD, too. But the Hey Arnold Christmas special is up there. A Doug Christmas special I remember being pretty good too. Similar vibes of being kind of serious. Not that you don't. I think the best Christmas specials are twofold. Either they're serious and they're serious / heartwarming, which is nice, like Hey Arnold and other stuff. Or it's just really, really funny, like Jingle All the Way, or like I was saying with that Pony special. Like, if it's got some really good comedy and stuff, those are either one works out. Okay, there we go. It's not Christmas until Christ has Mass. He mess. I have Christmas 2 tomorrow, and Christmas 3 is still undecided. How many Christmases is too many Christmas? Like, at what point do you max out on Christmas? Is 3 the max, or... I can salvage this, hang on. Did we say 3's the max, or like... What's the limit? 6. 100. You need 600 Christmases to pass, or to... There's a better pun to this joke, hang on. You need 600 Christmases to... 600 Christmas masses. There's a little church humor. They made a movie about 4 of them, and that seemed like too many. 4 Christmases. Fair, our parents did what? Christmas every day? 99 bottles of Christmas on the wall. The thing is, my thought is, like, you have especially if you have different families and stuff, like, Christmas is basically you do a hangout with, like, whatever group you have. So however many friend groups you have. So I feel like for most people, you would have, like, maybe a personal friend group, family would be one, and sometimes you have multiple families. But, like, I know for me, like, you know, technically I have 2 Christmases. I only really have 1 family Christmas because it's just me and then... like my mom, so, or mom and family and stuff. Like, I don't have like 2 families. It's unfortunate because I was sick. So last year we decided to, you know, make a new potential tradition and got Chinese on Christmas. And unfortunately, I probably could have maybe. Okay, wait, hang on. We can make this work. I maybe could have like. Still gone along with it. Why did he not? Okay, there we go. I maybe still could have gone along with it, but I just wasn't feeling up for it Tuesday. But I did at least. I also usually will get like a pizza on Christmas Eve or so. That's been for a while. I know when in 2018 Smash came out, and I had gotten for. Smash had come out early in the year, but I did not buy it. I bought Katamari. So I got Smash for Christmas, and then I think Christmas Eve I was off, so I played Smash on stream, and then I got a pizza that night, and that was pretty chill, so... I did 3 or 4, depending on what you count. I would say any amount of, like... I don't even think you have to open gifts at all of them. You just have to be, like... It has to be, like, a get-together specifically because of the holidays. That would be my definition. I've been bonus-free since 93. Leftover ravioli. I mean, the thing is, like... And it doesn't never... Christmas doesn't need to be a big thing. Like, if you just went out and had pizza with friends, I would say that counts. As long as you were specifically going out because you were like, hey, it's Christmas, let's go do something, you know? I'd say that counts. As the Grinch taught us, you don't have to have who pudding and who hash and roast beef to have Christmas. You can just... You can make it work even without it. That said, the roast beast man, peak. Salas, what's the how's the roast beast market this year? Come on. I'm surprised that I didn't get hit by that guy. Well, they do, but like that's because his heart grew it grew, Stinky. It grew 3 sizes that day. But like they were still gonna do Christmas without it anyway. But the Grinch is like, well, yeah, but you know, I don't need all this. I don't need all these leftovers myself, man. Hey, look, there he is. This guy only appears in this level. Berry Bubble. He's the funniest enemy in this game. Watch what he does. When I... Oh my... God. Alright, ready? Come over here. Berry, come over. No, come here. Come here. No! So you stop on him and he makes bubbles. That's what he does. I don't know why he's in this game. We took orders tenderloin. One other store in the company took 80 orders, and one took over 200. Okay, no. But I was talking about roast beast. Roast beast. Yeah, tenderloin seems to be like the big thing. Tenderloin or ham seems to be like the big thing for Christmas typically. That's what was that guy's name? That's the catfish guy. He's in Tetris Attack, I'm pretty sure. It's like playable. Oh, we took one order of roast beef. We were very confused. I honestly don't know whether you're joking or not, and I'm going to... My headcanon is that you're not joking. Damn it! I would say, like, I guess roast beef, I would say, like, more so, like, for sandwiches. I don't know if I would count tenderloin, but I guess I could, you know... It's in the same kind of vicinity, because beef, you know, usually go with, like, you wouldn't have roast beef and tenderloin, right? I feel like, so... Ravioli, ravioli, Merry Christmas slowly. I still can't believe that blasted Grinch robbed my last can of Food Ash. Hey, Naron. I hope you're doing well tonight. Alright, we got roulette. Yeah, you gotta have some beef on whack. It's not beef. It's not beef on whack if it isn't beef on whack. Summer would call us chat. Summer post Burry for it. I don't think it's on Twitch though. Aaron, what's your opinion on roast beast? I have to say, like, okay, maybe this is a hot take. I don't think it is. I think this is a cold take. I think this is a take, actually. I don't know why there are ravens in this sewer, also. And I feel like this is supported by evidence by the fact that Paper Mario continues to like use these guys a lot. But I think Yoshi's Island has like the best enemies. Like not that Mario enemies in general are bad, but there's some really fun guys and fun like designs in Yoshi's Island, enemy-wise. Your opinion of roast beast? Somebody should. Do they have? They have to, right? They have to have a tier list of Yoshi's. No, baby. They have to have a tier list or a tier maker for Yoshi's Island enemies, right? Rex is pretty good. What's the best sound effect? Baby Mario crying? Oh, the piranha plants. I look, you know how like people say about like, you know, bad opinions and all that? I feel like if somebody told me like seriously that their favorite sound effect in this game was Baby Mario crying, I don't know if we could be friends anymore. It's one of those things that's like, yeah, like what were they thinking? I'm still live, right, guys? Okay, let's not die this time. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with the water here. How did you end up all the way over there? Oh. No. Dang it. The baby actually cries like a real baby. They were thinking, yes, I know what a baby is, and they do not stop crying. So, like, kids are, like, it is tricky, especially with the younger kids, because, like, we had, like, two of my nieces and nephews are older, and then we have two new ones who are younger all of a sudden, so there's a little bit of an age gap. So it was like, oh, now the kids are starting to mature, and then it's back to, oh yeah, babies. And like, unfortunately, like with gift opening and stuff, you have like, you know, oh well, then you do a diaper change, then you do this and stuff like that. And it's not like, you know, the older kids still get really excited and probably too wound up sometimes still. But it's funny how, like, kids are very emotionally, I would not be good with kids, like, on a long term, because you can't, like, rationalize with a 2-year-old. You can't, like, use logic and facts to explain stuff to them. Like, some of the things, like, it's like they want this and they get upset because it's taken away and they don't understand why. And, like, it's just funny watching, like, how they toddler logic, you know, and how their emotions can go from being sad to, like, being happy and, like, on a dime. It's pretty, like, interesting, honestly. You gotta go to Japan for real, Robin, I assume. I mean, not really, but, like, you know. What would you think of the concept of cooking instant ramen, straining out the broth, and then putting the noodles in a Campbell's? I feel like you could just buy ramen noodles without the broth. Like, I'm not gonna... There's nothing wrong with putting the ramen noodles in broth, necessarily. Like, I wouldn't do that. But, like, I feel like if you want to eat it that way, like, whatever. But, like, it just feels like extra steps for no reason, to me at least. I've seen it with my niece and nephew, the trip and fall once they start bawling their eyes out, and then show them a blue plastic toy and they quiet right down. Yeah, it's like, and I'm like, I like seeing those kind of moments. I'm like, yeah, no, I couldn't be a parent because I wouldn't be able to, like, I already have a hard enough time trying to explain, like, socialize with like, you know, adults and stuff, and trying to understand kid logic is just, I couldn't. Alright, hang on. We just gotta time this right. Okay, we're just gonna do this. Look at that. I'm pro. Oh, I should have grabbed... Hang on. I should have grabbed more. Alright, can I do this in one egg throw? Sturm, are you here? You've had to have seen this before, I feel like. Maybe not. Just because Sturm I know is the least familiar. Oh my! So you can just end the boss before it starts. Normally you fight Naval Piranha. I think last year I did fight him, but this year I'm just oh, Daisy. Me when my girlfriend turns into a fighter fly and hops away. But yeah, the point is kids are silly. Young kids. I'm talking about like toddlers specifically. Not cheating, it's programmed in the game. Actually, it's just called Fly. Go, Mario. This level is interesting because it has, like, this is like the first level and one of the only levels with Goombas, and they look weird in this game. Like, look at this guy. Don't know why he's looking up constantly. I think it's also the only level, or one of the only levels with Flutter, too, for whatever reason. I might need to take a break here in a second, honestly, but... I mean, that... You know what? Actually fair, you know? Though, okay, to be fair, though, this is the prequel, right? Mario hasn't, like... He's a baby right now. So... I imagine... they don't really have an excuse now. Now, if they were doing it, like, for Mario's son... Unless... Okay, so here's the thing. Headcanon. So, for the longest time, the whole idea that Mario grew up in Brooklyn felt like it was just like for the cartoon and for the old movie, but they brought it back for the Mario movie. So, here's my thing. And the other thing is, in well, it's kind of weird because in in Yoshi's New Island, they were like, oh, actually, retcon. The Stork didn't successfully deliver it at the end. He delivered the parents you see at the end of this movie or this game are not the real parents, and you have to go. The Stork had to go find the actual parents from Mario. And there's like time travel. But what if? Because Mario shows up for some reason. But what if this is actually not Mario and this is Mario's son, Mario 2? Hence, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island? So then they would explain the Goombas with their eyes looking up because they have experienced Mario and they don't want his son to grow up to be the same thing. And it's not actually Baby Bowser, it's Bowser Jr. 2. By Jove, you solved it. I can't believe Mega is a touching fuzzy. Look, you get dizzy! I have maintained that I wish the Yoshi franchise would like do something new. I get Yoshi's Island is great. I love Yoshi's Island. It's a great game. We all love Yoshi's Island. But you know, hey, could you maybe like make a game? I guess they've done it a few times, but it's never really panned out. Where like they had like Yoshi's Universal Gravitation, and I don't know why I just ignored the star. Also, they had Yoshi Universal Gravitation and Yoshi's Story, but almost every other, I guess Crafter World's also different, but almost every other Yoshi game is like, what if we made Yoshi's Island, but again? And like, don't get me wrong, Yoshi's Island is great, but also like almost all of them are just not as good. So it's one thing if you made a game like, there's the flutters. It's one thing if you made a game again, but you, did one of them like turn into an angry wiggler also? I think he might have. How did I miss that? Oh, I guess because Mario can't jump through it. It's one thing if you, like, I know people were like, be like, oh, I like having more of the same. But, like, I feel like everyone agrees that very few of the Yoshi sequels are as good as the first one. Yeah, it's like, this is why I'm a fan of the Zelda series, Stir, because until Tears of the Kingdom, for the most part, they were pretty good about having every new game feel like its own thing while still being similar. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of series in Nintendo's history that is, like, not that. Star Fox. Kinda Metroid, not as much as Star Fox. F-Zero is just, every game is just the same thing. Yoshi. I guess Wario's been pretty good. Donkey Kong was done by Rare, so it has other... It doesn't really fall prey to anything Nintendo does. Okay. I guess F-Zero is not a fair example, but I would say like Splatoon, like I guess you could say, oh, it's a shooter, but they've been doing the same shooter 3 times in a row without changing things up, you know? I know that's not a Nintendo-only trope, to be fair. I know other, like, that's just a lot of shooters in general, but... That's true. Metroid does have 2 games. Fusion is also probably the best Metroid game, actually. A bunch of speedrunners are going to be adding me in chat, like, no, Super Metroid's the best game of all time. It's fine. It's not a bad game. But I like Fusion more. There we go. Yeah, Splatoon does have different stories. Okay, to be fair... Several people are typing. To be fair, Sturm, there is Metroid 2 and there is Metroid Dread, which does actually exist now. We're talking about classic Metroid. But yeah, Metroid 1 and Super Metroid, even though some people in chat are going to say they are not the same game, and they're not. They are absolutely the same story. How do we feel about balloons? Starbucks is one game, Metroid is one game, F-Zero. Donkey Kong is not one game. That I will, like, debate you on. I will one day teach you everything there is to know about Donkey Kong, Sturm. Though I will say Donkey Kong, like... No, I think, yeah, I was gonna say Donkey Kong 94 is... But, like, not really. Wow, I just got... blasted there. I mean, and the thing is, unfortunately, like, people do like the same game. Like, I'm not gonna debate whether, you know, Thousand Year Door is good or bad or anything. But regardless of that, you can't debate that it is Paper Mario 2. It is very much what Paper Mario did, but again, which is fine. But it is, you know, like, Nintendo can innovate, and they have innovated, but they also definitely have also not on some series where they've just released this, like, the same game, but again, because they don't know where else to go with it. And I'm of the opinion, at least personally, is if you don't know where to go with a series, it's fine to just have that be it. You don't need to keep making a game just to make a series continue. That's my take. Like, as much as I say, oh, Yoshi should do something different, I also think it's totally fine if Yoshi just died. Like, if there was no other Yoshi games, that would be fine. We already have a lot of good Yoshi games, or we have, you know, some good Yoshi games, Yoshi's Island, Yoshi's Story. We don't need Yoshi to have more games just to have more games, you know? There's nothing wrong with just enjoying what you have. But there's nothing wrong with having something new either. I just don't think, like... I said this on another stream. I think it's interesting. Our concept of, like, franchises and series is way more young than I think people realize sometimes. Like, Pon could probably attest. And I'm not going to say, like, there wasn't, like, franchises and series back in the day. Like, King Kong Says Hi. But, like, this idea of making sequels and remakes and stuff is definitely gotten elevated to a point. Like, this idea of, like, oh, Mickey Mouse. Like, Mickey Mouse's concept of, oh, we gotta have more Mickey stuff, or we gotta have more Mario stuff. That's definitely a newer thing. Like, there was people who made, like, things about King Kong or Tarzan and stuff, but they were all different takes on it. It wasn't like the Tarzan franchise. The idea of franchises in general is a newer concept. Not even just, like, in media, but, like, I don't know why there's... These weird balloons are so funny. Like, restaurant franchises are also, like, all of that stuff is not, like, it's all pretty recent, relatively. Tears of the Kingdom, though, sneaky. I mean, A Link to the Past is definitely a derivative of the first Zelda, absolutely. But I do think, like, people would love to be like, oh, Zelda kept doing the same game over and over. But I wouldn't agree that, like, I don't think you're saying this. But I would say a lot, maybe Twilight Princess, but I feel like a lot of the Zelda games, like, okay, Ocarina of Time came out, and then you have Majora's Mask. That's very similar, but it's also very much doing its own thing. Same thing with, like, Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks all feel like mostly, you know, Spirit Tracks is similar to Phantom Hourglass, but in a lot of ways different, too. I think Zelda is pretty good about not, or had been pretty good about not just, like, feeling like complete rehashes. Yeah, no, Tears of the Kingdom is definitely the worst offender. I would give you A Link to the Past, but I think, like... I'll give you A Link to the Past in the context that there were a lot of SNES games that were like that, right? Like, I think it's better than some of the other ones, but, like, it's no different than Super Metroid in the respect that it's like, here's this SNES game you love, or this NES game you love, but on the SNES, basically. I think I want to do the lava first. Yeah, Zelda has been pretty good about having variants compared to other ones, I'd argue. Which is the thing. Here's the thing that I think, and this isn't a bad thing, it's just something that people need to realize, right? Popularity does not equal being good, because in order to be popular, you need to appeal to the most amount of people. And in order to appeal to the most amount of people, you need to be the most accessible to the most amount of people, which means that you can't do anything, or it's not that you can't do anything interesting, but, like, being unique and interesting isn't going to appeal to as much people as being safe and and appealing. You know, safeness sells. Like, there's a reason why certain like big blockbuster movies do so well in the box office. It's because like they're things that anybody can enjoy. And it's kind of a constant... See, this is what I hate about this section, is that guy that we just passed, this guy, this Muppet Man, shoots lava that instant kills you. So, don't get hit by that. Popular, you're gonna be Pawn, I feel like that's a song you hear in your nightmares. I hadn't realized that Wicked was based on a book until recently. That basically somebody wrote fan fiction about Wizard of Oz. I mean they did, but like I thought it was like, I guess I thought it was like, let's take Wizard of Oz and adapt it to musical in an interesting fashion, and that's not what happened. They just were like, hey, there was this fanfic that somebody wrote about Wizard of Oz, let's make this into a musical. I thought it was more like, let's make this interesting adaptation of Wizard of Oz. And I mean, I guess you could argue, well, how's that any different than just writing the fanfic on their own? I guess not really, but it's funny how many things too, like, there's a lot of stuff that is like products that are made by fans that grew up with it. Doctor Who is big on that. Like, almost every writer on Doctor Who right now is somebody who grew up with Doctor Who. Or was. I don't know if that's still the case. Wicked had the highest grossing 6th week of any movie ever, which is insane, yeah. I think musicals do well for people because it's such a medium that's hard. Like, movie musicals do well because, like, how do you go and watch a musical? You either go to New York, or I guess hope that the musical comes to your city, like, via traveling, and you watch it there. Like, it's a lot. It's not as easy. I'll do that one last. It's not as easy to watch a musical than it is to watch a movie. So watching a movie version of that is a lot more appealing. It's something that I think people like want to go see musicals, and then when they get a movie version, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go see that. And because it's like, yeah, this is something I've wanted to see for a while, but the only way to watch it was in this very more exclusive format, basically. Have I gotten too heavy, by the way? I'm trying to keep it chill, but I don't know. I try not to get too, like, I just have thoughts. I think I'm being chill. What's my chill meter, chat? How chill am I? I'm trying to just be casual and not be heated gamer moments. I think I need to go down here. No, I need to go in. 77%. You've gotten too heavy, Mega. You need to eat less and exercise. Oh, that's... I know you're joking, Sturm, but that's also true. I do need to do that. Where's your New Year's resolution of... I've been eating healthier, at least. I've been trying to cut back in general, but I've besides holidays, so candy and stuff, but I've been trying to eat more like nutrient rich stuff, so it's not just like pizza and bread and stuff like that. I've been trying to have more like veggies and stuff that has like good nutrition and stuff. I need to cut back on the sugar is the big thing. Okay, right, there's no checkpoint. Okay, so I hope I don't. You're a million degrees, but you're still cool as shit. What do we think about One Piece? Didn't they already make a Hamilton movie, or are they making another one? Kirby is weird when it comes to his games. Some of his games, well, okay, I would say Kirby fell into this trap falling Return to Dreamland. But I think Kirby, most of Kirby has been pretty much experimental for a lot of it. Look, I'm not saying we're gonna kill Yoshi Salas. He's on a green background, he's fine. Yeah, Final Fantasy, like, I think it's funny for me. I've said this during Final Fantasy, but it's funny for me that people who are not Final Fantasy fans, play Final Fantasy and they're like, or don't play Final Fantasy and they're like, wow, this game is, you know, it's the standard RPG, and then you play it and you're like, no. First off, it's Star Wars, but also, like, it's very much not the standard RPG. A lot of the Final Fantasy games are really weird, relatively. It's good, but it's not like, it's not as standard as you expect, like, might expect it to be, I feel like. Speaking of, Square did, Spike Chunsoft, I didn't mention this, had also done a survey, because a lot of companies are doing end of the year surveys, and Spike Chunsoft had done a survey, and it was pretty long. I filled it out a while ago, and I think you had a chance to win something if you filled it out, so I filled it out. But Square did a survey for Final Fantasy. I said this in Discord. I found it really funny that one of the options was, or one of the questions was, who do you enjoy Final Fantasy with? It wasn't like, who do you play Final Fantasy with? It's who do you enjoy it with? And then you had, like, multiple options to choose from, including your grandparents. And I just love that, honestly. No, there's a whole list, Sturm. You can't just enjoy it with your friends. You have to enjoy it with your grandpa. Like the checklist was pretty long, honestly. Like grandparents, family, friends, online friends, real life friends. Like the Final Fantasy music, or what's your grandpa's views on Sephiroth? What if Yoshi was on a red background? Oh, Disney Plus released a stage... Oh, okay. So it wasn't actually a movie, it was just a stage. The thing is, the actual musical is just like... It's interesting when it comes to musicals, because a lot of them are like, hey, we're gonna just, you know, do creative... Some of them have creative stage uses, like uses of the stage to, like, perform it, but then some of them are like just literally just talking on a stage, and I feel like Hamilton is mostly, there's some like choreography, but it's a lot of from what I've seen and been told, it's a lot of just kind of like the stage play, it feels like, is kind of basically how the musical is. So I don't know how you would, like, when you translate it to a movie, what do you do? I guess, do you, like, have all the action happening? Like, do you make it kind of like Les Mis, I guess? I guess that's kind of what direction you need to go. More steak pieces, less bread pieces. I love, apparently, so my mom's been working on a diet, and this works for different, you know, people. I think, really, you need to find a diet that works for you. But she's been doing, like, I think, Weight Watchers again. But they've changed how they've done it since, like, back in the day. I think this is actually a good way of doing it. They used to tell you, like, oh, you have so many points. But now they're like, okay, you can get, like, I think meat's also, some meat is okay. But, like, it's like veggies are free. You can eat as much veggies as you want. It's more like cutting out, like, the other stuff, like bread and sauce and stuff like that. And I think that's a good way to do it. To be like, okay, we're not going to limit you if you want to eat a bunch of celery. Like, whatever. Those aren't any points at this point. Just, you know, binge on celery. Go ahead. It's, you know. But, like, please cut back on the bread. And, you know, I've been trying to do that. I have been eating, like, bread when I've been having a lot more veggie burgers lately. But I feel like that's better than having, like, you know, ground beef at times. I've also been cutting back on the fast food. Charging protein powder and vegetable powders. I don't know if I could. I mean, like maybe that's something to look into, but I'm pretty good with just having water. I just need to cut back on the amount I eat at times. Well, when I'm saying it's different than what it was back in the day, I'm talking about like 2000s. I'm talking about like 20 years ago. Yes. yes. Feel free to start feeling existential dread. Like, I'm talking about the GameCube Wii DS age 20 years ago. That's the era I'm talking about. Do you think I even need this Chomp Rock? I don't think so. I can't remember if I do. I feel like the last time I tried this and I screwed up. Yeah, that is Kirby. Marching Kirby. And my little siblings didn't know what it was, yeah. Look, the kids are all about Bluey now. There's so many. I had to buy so much Bluey this year, and by so much Bluey, I mean 2 Bluey. I bought my one nephew. He likes like things that he can like play, act with. I got him like they have these like, Melissa and Doug things. They're like these wooden toys that can like simulate like real life stuff, and I think they're pretty quality. But I didn't want to get just another one of those, so I got a Bluey, because he recognizes Bluey and Mickey, because they'll say like Bluey Daddy or hang on, can I even? I don't even think I can do this. I think I need the Chop Rock, or I need a guy. Can I even leave? I think I'm trapped. That's the flower. The thing is, I need a key for this. Oh no, I don't. I'm just dumb. I thought it was locked. But like he'll recognize Mickey and stuff. So I got him a gardening set, like a kid gardening set that has Bluey on it and stuff. And then I got I had for my secret. We did a Secret Santa, and I had SM, and I sent his daughter a Squishmallow Bluey. Bluey's good. I don't like that they're making a Bluey movie and they're gonna make it in 3D. That feels like wrong. No, retro consoles are like the Famicom and Super Famicom. The PS2 and DS are still pretty new. The only blue dog was Clues. I mean, that's look. There's no bad blue dogs. Like, think about it. Name a bad blue dog. There aren't any. There's only good blue dogs. Does it remind you of the new Super Mario Bros. That was in the sewer with the buttons and the one-way doors? I'm telling you, like, Sturb, as far as, like, 2D platformers, Yoshi's Island is peak. The thing I've argued is, if you really want to enjoy this game, unless I feel like for a first playthrough, especially, you should just, like, gun it for the game. You shouldn't be trying to, like, it's fun to play this game fast. But then if you want to, like, you know, try to go for 100%, because the thing with 100% is you have to find all these red coins that are in the level. And then you have to also find the flowers. The flowers aren't that big a deal. And then you also have to have 30 stars. And if you get hit, you lose a star. So you have to make sure that when you, like, especially in boss fights, that you take no damage, basically. But you can also there's items you can earn that, like, usable items that you can earn via the minigames that you can, like, one of them is a star item that you could use to, like, fill up your stars, in theory. So it's not always that horrible, but I'm just personally not a big fan of it. Sounds like I literally got a video on that blue dog in YouTube. Which blue dog? Clifford is bad at being a blue dog. Oh, that one on the racetrack? Isn't he, like, statistically the worst runner? I will look at it later. Dude, Majora's Mask, I love Skyward Sword, and I think Skyward Sword is still my favorite, but I think at this point Majora's Mask is number 2. I really do. Like, having replayed it, it's so good. And what's great about it is, while there's definitely... I'm not saying that nobody... Like, I'm not saying that everybody likes Majora's Mask, but it is a game I think most people vibe with on some level. There's definitely people who are just not... It's not their type of game, but even those people will be like, I respect it, you know? It's one of those games that even if you don't like it, it's like, wow, but yeah. it's cool. I think those are the best games. Like, you know, games that everyone will, like, there's very, again, and I'm sure somebody out there is going to be like, actually, I hate Majora's Mask. It murdered my parents and family and dog. And, okay, you know, understandable. But I feel like, for most people, Majora's Mask is at least pretty cool, even if you don't want to play it. Majora's Mask burned my shake. Yeah, I replayed it recently, and the good thing is it's on Switch Online, so it's very easy to replay. And for me, it's almost more fun on a replay because you can kind of like be like, okay, I now know the game. I know what you need to do for 100%. I can try to like plan out my moves a bit and try to fit as many things in every day as possible. What's your... Okay, here's a question. And this is a question for everyone, not just Stern. On each system, so like for the Switch Online, let's go with the Switch Online. There's the NES, the SNES, the Game Boy Advance, the N64, and I guess the Genesis. I want one game on those services that you would like to try that you think you're gonna like. I don't know what I was putting there. I guess for me, like, don't tell Naran. I think Crystalis I might like, but that, I mean, I'm gonna play that next year, so that, I guess for the NES that would be my pick. I'm not really sure for the SNES, honestly. Majora Mash is pretty good, but honestly not worth it over Oregano. Majora's Mask drowned my friend Ben. I don't even know what that's a reference to. But yeah, I want everyone to give me, at least, even if you don't want to do all the systems, just a few of them. I'm trying to think for me, like... The problem with the N64 is at this point I pretty much played almost everything on there that I've, you know... Like, I guess for me, I've played a lot. There's a few that are like, oh, I never played this before. But a lot of, I've played a lot of games. So for me, I don't know how interesting the question is. For the GBA, it's tough because, like, the answer would be Starfy, but I wish it was translated. Because I would definitely play that if it was translated. Sturm, how do you feel about the fact that these guys are called Huff and Puffins and I steal their babies and use them as eggs? And they're boomerangs. It's the baby that goes back. But yeah, for GBA, I guess my answer would be Starfy. I guess for SNES, no, my answer for SNES is actually, I want to play Wrecking Crew 98. That would be my answer for that one. I just haven't got to it. Or the Kirby puzzle game, Start Stacker, but I guess, but probably Wrecking Crew 98, because I've heard that's pretty fun. It's different than, it's like more puzzle-based than regular Wrecking Crew. N64, I don't know. I'm trying to think what's even on there. Regular Game Boy... I'm also unsure on. Genesis, probably my answer for that, though, is Castlevania Bloodlines. I played a little bit on a whim, and I'm like, actually, I would play more of this, honestly. Yoshi's Island is your answer, Pawn, or was that something else? I played Murasame Castle this year, Sturm, and it's honestly, like, peak. It's really good. It's hard, but, like, look, I feel like if you need to use save states to enjoy some old games, do it. And then you could try to get better and play them again later without cheating, but, I think even for this day, it's pretty generous because even though you do die a lot, like, it's not like you restart the entire game, which is good, at least. But what about Banjo? The real answer for the N64, if it ever came, but it won't, is if they ever released Ogre Battle 64, I don't think they will because of rights. My answer would be that. Also, if they release, like, Chameleon Twist, I'd like to, like, play those. I never beat those games. I want to, like, actually play those games legit. And those were, like, Sunsoft, so maybe... Like, there's a chance they show up. Link to the Past. Yeah, you should definitely play Link to the Past. I'll watch you play Link to the Past. Oracle of Ages is peak. I replayed Ages and Seasons this year. And Seasons is fine, but it made me realize especially, like, I already knew this, but, like, it reinforced that I really like Puzzle Zelda. People say, oh, you know, Ages is more the action Zelda, and it really is. Like, what does that even mean? But, like, it really is that. It's not that there's no puzzles, it's just, I don't know, something about with how, like, that game is paced. I definitely prefer Ages over it a lot. And I can also, at the same time, see people really not like... I don't know what I'm doing here. I can also see people like... I don't think I need to be in this room, actually. I can see people really not enjoying either one. Or like, enjoying one over the other. But for me, like I said, I really enjoyed Ages a lot. Golden Sun, that's a you game. Like, you will like Golden Sun, and both of them. And Dark Dawn I love as well, but I think you will like both Golden Suns. Fusion's great. Minish Cap's also always a good answer. Like, if you haven't played any Zelda game, I'm never gonna not tell you to play the Zelda games. You know, there's not really a bad Zelda game on the. Ow. There's not really a bad Zelda game on the service, unless you're Pawn and think Link's Awakening is bad, which... It's probably my least favorite of the bunch, honestly. Like, it really is. If of the ones on Switch Online, I would say probably Link's Awakening is... That or Zelda 1 are the ones that I'm like... I would be the last one to recommend. I'd recommend every other one over those ones. Not in terms of that I wouldn't recommend them, it's just that they would be like last call. Mystery Dungeon's great. I played the remake of it and I enjoyed it. Have you ever played Sturm, do you know anything or have you played Explorers of Darkness? I know that game gets a little bit like, I wouldn't say overhyped, but like people really like that game. But I think especially if you like characters, I do think it's stronger in that respect. I've also heard good things about Super Mystery Dungeon, but I don't know if there's a good way to play that besides, obviously... I don't know why I always have trouble with this. I can never figure out where to go in this castle every time. It does have really good OST. Beast Wars... yeah, Beast Wars is not coming to N64. I would wish they put Bomberman the Second Attack on Switch. I'd die for that, honestly. I've been getting back into Link to the Past Rando. I should play a Link to the Past Rando again. It's been a while. Maybe we should do another race, Nima. Maybe we should do like a group race. The last big key I needed to go in Go Mood was on the pedestal. Ugh. If you have the book, that's one of those things where it's like, you should at least check it if you have it, but I know it doesn't always work out that way. You have never touched a mystery dungeon? Do you know anything about the story? I assume no. I think you will enjoy the GBA one, but you should definitely look into playing Explorers of Darkness, because I think you will really vibe with that story. You never got the book? Oh, that's funny. It might have been a really weird location. Okay, yeah. I think you will really like the story of that. Where do I go? Also, guys. I feel like, Sturm, maybe you make 2025 the year of Zelda cleanup, maybe. I don't know. I mean, you don't need to do that, but it's a potential possibility. Okay, I think I need Koopas. I need Koopas somewhere. I think I need Koopas down here. Thank you. Yeah, okay, that's right. Okay. You know what other DS RPG is really good, and I think you will like, Stir? I mean, look, you have so many games. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you need to play this game, you need to play this game, because like I know you have Chrono Cross that you still want to get to. I'm very interested in seeing what you think about that game. But like, I also know there's infinite games. Crisis of Infinite Games. Etrian Odyssey. Yeah, I've heard good. I don't know if it's my vibe, but I've heard good things about Etrian Odyssey. Echoes of Wisdom. I like Echoes of Wisdom. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of like mixed, like thinking back on that game, because I really enjoyed Echoes of Wisdom a lot. And I'm not, for anyone who's playing it, if Slim is still here, I'm not spoiling it at all. I'm not going to give any details. I'm just not a big fan of their mentality of any puzzle can be solved in any way. I kind of, at this point, I'm like, can we go back to like definitive puzzle solutions? Because I do think it does kind of like hinder, like it's cool in some respects, but I also like, at this point it's starting to get a little old and feeling kind of like, again, it goes to the whole popular thing. Like, I get it, you know, it appeals to a lot more people, but if you really like interesting puzzles, you're not really getting that in these latest games, unfortunately. At least not as much. I should actually try to engage with the Kingdom Hearts series at some point. Oh right, Sonic X Shadow. Here's the question with that: are you gonna play Generations again, or are you just gonna play the Shadow part? I feel like what are people's plans on that? I feel like most people would probably just play both, right? Okay, I'm probably gonna take a break after this guy. I know we're going a little late tonight, but this is Yoshi After Dark. Look at this, sister. Look at this guy. Oh, I thought that was enough. Okay, there we go. Look, here's the thing I've argued, and I know, well, it's not really spoilers, because it's like in the beginning of the game, I guess, but I do think that Nintendo not committing to having Sword Fighter mode is a little, like, I think they should have just not had Sword, is what I'm saying. For my personal experience. But if there's people out there who are like, I committed to being funny and using one echo or doing things experimental, that's fine. That wasn't really how I played, and the game didn't really encourage me to do that either, so... Like I said, I have mixed feelings on the game. Stomping Goombas! He will never live that down. He will forever be known as Chris the Stompin' Koopa's Pratt. I'm gonna do a bed only run. Are you going to bed right now, Sturm? Or are you just going to be in bed? Oh, sorry. You mean in Zelda? Okay, no, sorry. I read. Look, the bed is OP. I'm standing outside the door and like to be more involved. You know what game is like? Okay, this is okay. This is not me joking, but also at the same time there is an air of a little bit of like slight, not joking, but like I really do think you would enjoy Sonic Chronicles. Like story-wise, honestly, it's pretty peak. It actually has some really good characterization. I really like Sonic Chronicles a lot. But also, I'm not going to say there aren't a lot of, like, dumb things in that game. I'm just saying, Sturm, if you become a Sonic fan, I think you owe it to yourself to experience Sonic Chronicles. It's an RPG, and if you become a Sonic fan, I feel like you're obligated to play his only RPG, right? Like, that's just in the bylaws. Also, shoutouts to bylaws, my favorite new word of the year. It's not even. I need to, like, start doing... You know how they have, like, those word-a-day calendars? I should, like, get one. And then make it, like... you know what? Somebody buy me right now. Don't actually. Well, I don't know. You can just find it online. Word-a-day calendar, and I'm going to... That's something I've, again, only seen in cartoons. I don't know how many people have actually bought one themselves, but I've definitely seen them talk about it in cartoons. But I'm going to make it my mission to use that word in a sentence every day. That was me up until this year. What Sonic games have you played? Sonic R and Sonic the Fighters. Yeah, what Sonic games? I mean, that's me in a lot of things. What was my first Final Fantasy? Theatrhythm. What was my first... What was, There was another game series that I had, like, a really silly spin-off title as my first game in that series. Bupties! I can't remember what it was. It was something ridiculous. But, yeah, no, I've definitely done that before. I own that. I think it's funny when your first game is, like, the spin-off series. You're about to be so funny. Have you, gotten back to Heroes, Nina, or haven't had time yet? I finally beat Sonic Rush this year, so that's another Sonic game off my back. At this point, actually... Well, I have a few. I have a few Sonic... Well, I have more than a few, actually, because I forgot I had Gems Collection. Because I have to beat... I guess I do have to beat Sonic Heroes 2. Dang it! I was going to take a break, too. I'll do it after this level. I beat Sonic Hero... Or I had to beat Sonic Heroes. I had to beat Sonic 3. I had to beat, like, almost everything in Gems. And then... I guess I do have to beat Sonic CD, also. Yeah, that's understandable. Have you moved? You... assuming you're good... So, like, you're gonna want to just send me a message on what you have, because it's not that I've moved, but what address you have is probably my my grandmother's address. And it's not that different, but it's because I live nearby, but it's different enough that it wouldn't be the same number, basically. Because I had that with, because I got Christmas cards this year, and someone said, hey, is this your address still this? And I'm like, close, change it to number. Because what I did, not so much for cards, but definitely for packages, I would send it, because I work nights, I would just send it there, because, you know, they were up all day. Now, my aunt actually lives in the apartment below me, so I just usually send it here, and then she usually will grab it. Well, you can. I mean, I'm not gonna be upset if you send me free stuff, sir. I just don't want you to send it to the. I mean, the person who lives in that house is somebody I know, so it's not like I wouldn't get it, but it would just be easier to change the address number. But also, you were asking me if I was in the same address, so I would still know regardless at this point. All I'm saying is I want to know more words. I think, like, as much as I've been still doing Wordle occasionally, and it's like, look, most of the words in Wordle I already know. They don't usually use words that, occasionally you'll get, like, this one weird word that's like, what the heck? But usually there are words that, like, everyone knows. Which makes sense. Okay, like, my aunt did see that when Zany sent that last year. And she was very confused. She was like, I didn't know if we got it was a wrong package because said it was to a Michael Ferrick, and I'm like, no, I'm like, no, it's fine. Oh my god, I'm playing bad right now. I don't know when they're gonna run out of I mean, there's a lot of $5 words. This stage, man. Sturm hates rhythm games, Summer. Sturm will absolutely enjoy Sonic Chronicles, I think. How much do you know about Sonic Chronicles, Sturm? Look, I'm taking a break after this level. I've just been in this level because I keep dying. I should just cheat, but I'm trying not to cheat. I'm trying to cut back on my cheating. It's not good for my cholesterol. But he's not even involved with Sonic Chronicles. He's just the reason why we can no longer have Sonic Chronicles 2. I think you will absolutely love Sonic Chronicles, Sturm. It will be your favorite game of all time, and then suddenly I'll have a second Sonic Chronicles fan to talk to. And we can go to conventions, and we can buy Sonic Chronicles merch. None of this is happening, first off. Imagine... Imagine... I'm sure niche conventions exist, but like usually like there's more like general conventions. I know niche conventions exist, but there's usually more general conventions. But imagine making a convention for Sonic Chronicles. Like specifically, it's not even just Sonic, it's specifically you're only coming to talk about Sonic Chronicles and have booths themed around Sonic Chronicles and Sonic Chronicles cosplay and Sonic Chronicles panels. like would there be a dumber convention? Maybe not. Okay, if you're wondering why, I have the frost melon, so I can't tongue up to grab Mario. Oh my god! Sturm hates me. I know, Mega. They tell it to me every second of their life. I have no idea what that means, Nino. I don't know who all is still watching. I know it's getting later at this point, so anyone who's still around, I mean, obviously, I know some people are because they're chatting, but I hope you guys are enjoying still. For anyone who left, if you're watching this in the future, thank you for having stopped by. I hope it's been chill. I imagine Salas has probably left at this point, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's spoken recently. I've been kind of like stuck in snow hell at this point. But I love Yoshi's Island. It's a childhood. It's a game that's a childhood game, but it's weird. Oh my god. Maybe I should just take that break. One more try, and then I'll take a break. It's a game that I never owned as a kid. I rented it. I definitely remember having rented it because I remember like aspects of the game, but we never owned it. And then later when it came out to GBA, I played it on that. People were always talking about how like why was it because it was never on the Wii Virtual Console. Like for a lot of people, until you got a Wii U, like it wasn't on a lot of services. From what I understand, the reason is because they were having. I think the reason is they had issues with like either it was the Super FX chip or it had some. I think it was the Super FX chip. There was or something that Yoshi's Island had, or it was sprite rotation. I don't know if it was that. There was something that Yoshi's Island had that was like made it tough to emulate at the time. I think that's also one of the reasons, like, I think initially, like, we were saying, oh, maybe it was copyright, but I think at this point, the reason Donkey Kong 64 is still not on the service is probably because of, so when Rare made a lot of their games, they knew about the lag and stuff of the system, so they, like, timed everything around that, and I think the fact that they, the emulation, like, I think in some cases you can simulate the lag, but I think with Donkey Kong 64, I think from what I've been told, like, because I remember this firsthand, because I played the Wii U version with, me and Palm were trying to do a race through the game. We did a game race for, okay, me and Pon did a game race. I'm like, Pon hadn't beaten Skyward Sword. I'm like, let's race it. So I played Skyward Sword again with him, and we did a game race, which I knew the game at least a little bit more than him. So it was like, it was basically just an excuse to play it together. But like, really, when you think about it, me racing him, kind of a ridiculous concept. But, so that happened. But then we tried to play other games, and we played Banjo-Kazooie, but he died to Gloop. And then I think we were going to do Metroid Other M, we just never did. But I think we also tried briefly to play DK64. And I remember the Beetle race was really awful in that version. And I think it's because without the lag, it makes the AI that may have already been annoying even worse, is what I think I've been told. But I don't actually know this for... Okay, we're done. I don't know this for sure, but I'm wondering if that isn't part of it. Is part of the... Because I think people are like, oh, why can't you just make it, you know... It should be easy to emulate. And I think... I don't know. I don't know how, like, Nintendo does things. I know, like, you could be like, well, there's regular emulators that don't have that issue. Why is it an issue for Nintendo? And, like, I don't know what kind of thing they're doing, to be honest, so... But I know people were talking about how Banjo kind of had that thing a little bit with some of the challenges, so I know DK64 is even rougher with a lot of those, like, speed challenges, so... I could see that maybe being an issue, but I don't know. I was kind of thinking maybe they were going to release it this month when they were having all the Donkey Kong games, but... Alright, I'm going to take a quick break, guys. 2-minute break, and when I get back, we will be going to see the reason this is a Christmas game. So be right back, guys. 2 minutes. I am back. Alright, yeah, Sal, so it's not just us. Like, it's like actually an issue, at least on that port. From what I need to like look at more sources. From what I was researching at one point and seeing some videos of, from my understanding that they had this one guy who worked on the Wii Virtual Console ports, and the way that he did them was like, there was like, I don't know, he did them in like a good way, but I think it was like expensive, and like each one was done individually, basically. And so, but like whatever the contract for that like only lasted until for the Wii, because Nintendo wasn't really like evident by the like how they did the eShop and stuff and how they did Wi-Fi and stuff. Nintendo really wasn't big on like having things be future-proofed. So when the Wii U came out, they kind of had to do their own, and like that's why you have like those dark, you know, port, like why there's that dark filter and other stuff like that. Like, and they also didn't do individual ports for that. Like, people talk about like the Switch Online emulation being bad, but like the Wii U Online emulation was, I'm pretty sure, way worse. I never really got many I have a few Wii U Virtual Console games, and to be fair, I played the DS ones, and they're mostly fine. But I know they definitely are darker than, and it's just nice to like. There's no real other way for me to play any of the. I can't really play any of the DS games, and like it's a nice way to play DS games like streaming wise, at least. So. How do we feel about ski lifts? I'm live again, right? Still also? Because Summer said silence. I had music playing. I had Bad Knock Beach from Arzette. But is this a triumph? It is Merry Christmas. We haven't got to the point where... Maybe it's not this level. Sturm, you're gonna see Mario in a Santa hat and you're gonna be like, that is Christmas. That is the true meaning of Christmas. Try to take a guess also. What do you think the name of this snowman is, Sturm? Unless you already know. I'm sure we've talked about it before, but I don't know if I mentioned it to you. No. His name is Dr. Freezegood. I like the one snowman who's not. He's just chilling. But that, blame YouTube for that. I gotta try to look. I was trying to do the trailers, or I want to do the trailers for Name That Game to 2024, but I need to see if YouTube is gonna fight with me on that. I might, like, I honestly should see if I could just download them. I don't know if there's a way to download YouTube videos. I just want to like do what I did before, where I show off the trailers. So you guys can see what... I guess I could just do images instead, but I really, like... I don't know, unless you... I guess viewer poll for those who... Because most of you guys are regulars. Like, do you not want me to show off the game trailers, or do you think it's cool when I show off, like, games that you might not have seen before? Like, to put, like, a face to these new games, so it's not just, like, this is what it sounds like, and then you don't know what it looks like at all. You think it's neat? And if anyone knows a good way to download YouTube videos, like, feel free to message me on that. And by that, I mean, by anyone, I mean people I know, not, like, no offense to any, like, random people who coming in, but don't send me your... I don't know if I can... I don't think I'm cool enough to make... Like, you can make that jump, but I don't think I'm cool enough to make that jump. The thing with bumpties, you don't realize it, but they bump. It's funny because, like, I think people know these guys more so at this point from Paper Mario because of that chapter. And, like, they don't do any of the things, like, that give them their name. They don't bump. They're called bumpties for a reason. You like the trailers? Okay. I'll try to make them work in some fashion. My YouTube has been screwed up this year. I still don't know why, and at this point I really just need to get a new computer. But the unfortunate thing is, like, in theory I should be buying, like, I think now is a good time to buy computers for reasons. But the problem is, I don't really have the money to buy a computer for multiple reasons, and I'm not going to continue this line of thought, but the point I'm trying to make is that computers are expensive. And mine's like 10 years old, so... You sent me the thing. Is that the calendar? I'll take a look at it later. I can't promise I'll buy it, but... Unless you just, like, mailed it to me right now. We need to invent instant mail. Imagine, like, a fax machine, but instead of, like, fax, it just... I mean, I guess that's what people were thinking 3D printers could be, right? Where they're like, oh, hey, you can, I can send you this, like, chocolate bar, and you can print it off or whatever. Not chocolate, you know what I mean, like... Ooh, okay, but here's the thing, like, actually, though, like, chocolate makers are a thing. Imagine if you had, what about you make, like, a, like, easy bake oven... But, actually, no, it's gotta be something like chocolate, like a chocolate fountain, or something that, like, would be instant, always have the ingredients in it, basically, which also would be germ city, so you know what? This is not gonna be going anywhere good. But, imagine if I was just like, I'm sending you, oh god, oh man. Guys, please. This part, I should just use the eggs to get rid of these thorns. No! I mean, this is a Wonka-ass invention, absolutely. I'm just saying that I want to 3D print you guys chocolate bars. Because did you want me to just be bouncing for the rest of my life, Summer? Where does he get the cape from? Is it like his blankie, or is it like... Well, why would I ask why? I don't know why I'm taking the helicopter also. This is technically slower. Why would I ask Summer why Summer wants me to bounce forever? All I'm saying is, would anyone complain if I invented an easy bake oven and I was like, hey, Sturm, I'm sending you muffins. And then, like, 2 minutes later, Sturm has muffins. I don't think anyone would complain about this reality. I don't know how much you like muffins, Sturm, but I feel like people are at least indifferent towards muffins, right? Like, no one's gonna be like, no, I don't want muffins. Alright, this is fine. Well, I would send you muffins too. Here's the question, though. What kind of muffins are your favorite? And why is the answer chocolate chip? Blueberry is also good too. Here's the thing though, like I've seen at like one of the stores I go to has like they do like variety packs and they'll put like corn muffins in with the other muffins. And it's like, look, corn muffins are fine. I'm not saying they're bad. They're good. But it's like cornbread. Like I don't want corn muffins in the same way I want a chocolate muffin. All right, it's time for Christmas also. Ready? You ready for Christmas? Also, I said summer, not salad. Sorry. Here's Christmas. I'm glancing over while trying not to die, so if I see a red name, and don't change your color, but like on my screen at least, it's red. I don't think Salus's name is. I think Salus is pink on desktop, but on here it's red, same color as Summer. And they both start with S. It is a Santa hat. It has the little pom-poms and it's red. Are you a Santa hat purist, Sturm? Santa hat elitist? We need to do a Santa hat tier list. It's Christmas! It's Christmas! Merry Christmas, Sturm. I'm hosting a Santa hat convention and we'll sell this. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm in favor of this. Blueberry's good. Blueberry's a classic. There's a reason people like blueberry. Here's my thing though, like, do you prefer blueberry over like cranberry? Because I feel like any berries are gonna be, any of those types are gonna be good. Christmas bonus. I wish. Alright. Now it's your favorite boss, Sturm. I actually don't know if it will be your favorite boss, but he's funny. Okay, I guess here's the more interesting question. What is your least favorite muffin? I don't know actually what okay, I feel like there's an easy answer for this one, but I think it depends on how old you are. I feel like I would still probably say yeah, this would be the answer. Oh, these guys are weird. Like these guys are so weird. Bran muffins are probably like up there. I don't know why he has his castle's kind of weird, honestly. It's got some weird guys in it. How do you even make a watermelon muffin is what I want to know. Like, I don't think watermelon is a fruit that really serves well to being put in baked goods. I imagine it was just like the juice, I guess? So it was just kind of all melon all the time? Would be my assumption? I feel like watermelon is one of those things that, like, look, an actual watermelon, good. Watermelon flavored candy, pretty good. I don't really think you can do anything else with watermelon. Right, this section. Actually, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. The way you're describing it, Sneaky, makes me think that like it's like something featured in the next Saw movie. I don't even know if they still make Saw movies, but like whenever I hear the word unsettling and I'm not saying like it's a wrong descriptor, but to me, like, I immediately think like something like spooky and ooky and you know, altogether kooky, and it makes me think more like horror movie vibes. You just open up and the movie starts and there's just this watermelon muffin sitting there menacingly. Hello, David. In front of you is a watermelon muffin. You must eat the entire thing without gagging, or gas will begin to fill the room. So I played recently. Speaking of Family Feud, because I've been doing because I'm working on name that game to Family Feud. I played Jackbox Survey Scramble recently for the first time, and it's pretty fun. The answers are absolutely very much submitted by, you know, 30-year-old males. 30-year-old heterosexual males mostly. But I think it's, how do we feel about Platform Ghost? And how do we feel about the fact that I'm pretty sure he's listed as an animal buddy on some Wikipedia article? But anyway, I think it's a fun time. Like, those kind of things are always, like... Because it's not like it really matters, like, what was actually submitted. Like, no one's gonna be like, what, really? But, like, it's just fun because it can be hard to predict what the actual answer is gonna be. And I love they have so many different modes. Speed mode is insane. He's just chill. He's just like, I'm a platform. Imagine if you were a platform. What would you do? You know what, fair. I don't really know where I was going with that joke. So yeah, I'm getting to the part of, like, it's interesting because I definitely know some stuff that's going to come up in One Piece. But, like, I didn't really know what Skypiea was going to be about, and I don't really know what the next arc is going to be about either. I know they eventually go to Fishman Island. I know that they go to Egghead Island eventually, too, but... I know one character, like, is definitely coming up soon, considering that they basically have said, hey, we need to go and get this type of guy. So I know he's going to be showing up. Which will be good, because, like, you know, Robin was the last crew member added. And it's kind of been a while at this point. I guess it, like, I mean, it's mostly just Skypiea, but... I'm still not, like, it's interesting because Robin is still kind of an enigma, but I'm assuming they're gonna, like, talk more about her deal later. But before that, we had Chopper, and like, so it's been like a good 100 episodes since a new crew member. I mean, there's not a ton of more, like, because they're at 7, so I know they don't get too many more. What it looks like is there's a lot more, like, the one thing with Skypiea is I liked it, but it was like one big long thing. And I like that it looks like there's a lot more smaller pieces and a little bit more smaller chunks. There's like this one arc, and then there's another arc, and then another arc, and then it's not like one big thing. Skypiea is an old message again. Okay, but like, how do you feel about this guy though, Sturm? You ready for this? Oh, no, you know what? You're right. Sorry, I forgot. Well, he's not that sluggy. He is okay, he is sluggy, but he's not sluggy. But I did forget about that fact. He's more slime than he's slug. On a scale of what percent slug and what percent slime would you say this guy is? A single slug. One day, Nina will play that game. I'm not even gonna say what game it is. One day, Nina will play that game, and she will finally know the bad memes that you and me keep talking about. Fun. Oh, I'm gonna die. There we go. I think on one of the years, I was like literally falling off the edge when I killed him. On a scale of sludge to slugged. Thing is, once I finish, I'm 2 episodes from finishing the G8 arc, and once I finish that, I need to do a write-up about One Piece. I don't need to. I think I'm still gonna I'm like, do I want to just stop writing about games next year? But not really. I don't know. I like doing it. It makes me feel creative. I'd like to do more art next year. Maybe just draw for the heck of it, but I get so discouraged, like, because I have the skills to be #1. I have the, I have the knowledge of, like, how to make good art, but I don't always have, like, the hands and the pit, and, like, it just, like, I'm an over-perfectionist when it comes to that. I need to just, like, do it, and then, and I've given this advice before, you need to just do it, and then that's it. You just did it, and you don't need to worry about trying to make it, like, the Mona Lisa. But I just need to, like, make chill drawings for fun and not really worry too much. So you wanna... They're, I think, Sturm, you said they were at Orange Islands. I don't think they're quite at Orange Islands. They're at the pre-league. Well, at least, because I subscribe to the channel unless I missed some. But they're at, like, the pre-Pokemon League part of the first season. And then it'll be Orange Islands. But I'm hoping they release Johto so we can finally watch some more, and we can watch the Entei movie. I think you will really like the Entei movie. Like, based on your opinions on Pokemon the first movie, and your opinions on Pokemon the 2000, and, like, what you liked about the first movie and what you liked about 2000, I think you will... what you did and didn't like about 2000. I think you... And maybe I'm wrong, so I probably shouldn't be hyping it up. But I do think you will vibe with the third movie. I don't know how you will feel about the fourth movie. I'm not personally big on it. I don't think you will be either, but you probably will enjoy it more than me. Potentially. There's so many movies, though. There's so many Pokemon. Can you name them all? You're also making me really want to play. I don't know how I can make it work, though, but I'm so mad at my past self for not just wasting money. But I really want to play Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs. I want Ukulele Pichu to be real, but I just don't think it's gonna be as easy to play in the way. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I actually like just try to set it up with my touchscreen. Maybe I do that and I play it with my tablet. I could. That might be what I need to do. Or maybe the Switch 2. I guess I won't rush because maybe... I think it's funny that people are like, oh, the Switch 2 has been leaked and these are definitely real. And I'm like, I'm not believing anything until it's officially announced at this point because how many times in the past have people said that? And from what I've seen the pictures, it looks like... As somebody who fell for... I say fell for. More so, I thought it was believable. Because there was a lot of weird stuff around it. But, like, the Grinch Link came out, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, this is 100% right. And I also was like, yeah, it seems believable. And it just wasn't. And especially nowadays... I'm not believing anything until it's officially announced. So, from what I've seen floating around, I don't think it's going to be that much different than the Switch in look. But if they released a Switch 2 that was like had a second screen that you can play DS games on, that would be sick. You know, I'd love that. At that point, I was already kind of skeptic on stuff, but, like, my thing was, people were dismissing it out of hand, and I was like, I don't know, there were some weird things around it that made it, like, seem very believable, and it didn't seem that outlandish. And the thing is, I think most of the characters that were in it ended up... I can't remember who all was in the Grinch Link, but a good chunk of them ended up being real anyway, I think. Also, part of it was I really didn't want Incineroar in. I know, you like Incineroar, that's fine. We can have different opinions. But I didn't really want Incineroar. So I was also willing to latch onto anything that wasn't Incineroar. Unfortunately, that leak about the trailer was real, but nobody linked Piranha Plant. No one believed that guy was real. And there was, like, the whole thing with, like, there was an item that, like, seemed like it was Golden Sun, and we ended up being a different thing, but and there was something, like, I don't know, just everything about it just was so bizarre. Yeah, the Healing Sprout item was, like, definitely... That was the thing. That on top of the fact that everything that was going on with the like behind the scenes with the firm and stuff, like some of the weird webpage stuff. That's what was like bizarre about the whole thing. Just wait till you hear what he did with the hoop pudding. When I was going through, because I don't think you guys were around for this. When I was going through, doing the, the Name That Game 2 where I was, like, reusing categories that I used before, I did a category, I can't remember what, I have to look back up what I called it. I think it was, like, Stealing Christmas or something like that. But it basically was all games that were in the Grinch Link. And I'm like, I can't bring this back at this point. I don't think it would work bringing it. First off, it would basically be at this point most of the same stuff. There was a few other ones I could have used instead, but also you guys would have already, like, I don't know. I think people will remember it, but I don't know if it would have the same, like, at the time it was fresh, so it was like, oh, people realized what was going on. Now I think you wouldn't initially think Grinch Link, and afterwards you'd be like, oh yeah, but it killed the art in what way? I only have a vague memory of the leak in terms of, like, I think, so the characters I think that were in it were, I know Mach Rider was one, I know Isaac was another one. Banjo is definitely in it, and he's definitely real at this point. I'm trying to think who else was in it. It was one of those things, too, like, the thing about the Grinch Link, too, is, like, normally people are like, oh, blurry, blurry-ass image, clearly fake. But the fact that there was other stuff going on with it made it seem plausible, even though it was blurry. You know what I mean? Like, that was what was crazy about it, is it didn't seem that outlandish, even though it was blurry. I think it's funny because before that one, and I guess I wasn't really following Wii U, and I was older at this point, so I'd already done my trial and fire for skepticism on the internet way before any of this. Like I said, the Grinch Link was just unique, I feel like, but a lot of people said the Rayman, the guy who did the fake Rayman trailer for Wii U, the Smashify, or who eventually did Smashify and stuff, like, I never once thought that was real. The Grinch Link was just the one exception for me of recent stuff, I would say. Because, like, I was like, I think it's plausible. I'm typically somebody who's like, I'm willing to give things the benefit of the doubt, or at least be like, I could go either way on stuff. I just need more information, usually. And I wasn't like, the Grinch Link is real. It is more so, the Grinch Link could be real. And sometimes, like, that in itself is like, well, does that count as falling for it? I guess, you know? I guess, yeah. It's not like I said outright, yeah, it's fake. I never once said that, so. FE in our chat did. He was like, no, it's not real. And I think he was one of the few that was correct. The Grinch Link is real. Can we get much higher? Yeah, the Rayman hoax launched a good career. What did the Grinch Link actually do? Did it accomplish anything? Not really. Oh, okay. Oh my god! I should not have survived that! How? I landed on one Goody. Thank you, Goody. You are blessed. That was incredible. It taught gamers that there was a modern... This is true also because I'm pretty sure there was comments that were like, I didn't even know there was a Grinch movie coming out. Here's the thing is, nothing is ever gonna top the original Grinch special. Like, it is the best special by far. But it is funny. Like, this is a whole generational thing, right? Like, there are definitely people who grew up with the Jim Carrey Grinch movie as their first Grinch movie. I mean, I guess I was 9, so in some respects you could say maybe the same. And there's probably people who are gonna grow up or have grown up at this point with the, what's his name? Cumbersome. He with his film. I mean, we've seen it like happen with the Star Wars movies, right? Like, even like, I feel like even people my age who didn't grow up with the original Star Wars necessarily still were like, wow, the prequels are kind of dumb. But there's a ton of people who like, and like, look, they're not good movies. I don't like, even if you enjoy them, they're still like not good. Personally, but there are definitely people who like grew up with them as like their childhood favorite thing, and now there's like a resurgence of people who are like, oh my god, yeah, no, the prequels are great, and there's so much hate for the modern trilogy. But how many kids are going to be growing up being like, I love Darth Sidious returning, like, you know? It's why like when people say like nostalgia, like when I always talk about like YouTubers and stuff and opinions are opinions that think just there's no reason to get super hype or super fighting about stuff, but at the same time it's like when people talk about like this one game series as being the best and like how can anyone disagree, it's like yeah, but everything is relative, you know what I mean? And if you grew up with something, you're gonna have that opinion be elevated. We saw that this happening with like, and I like Ocarina of Time, but we saw this happening in real time as well. I say real time, fake real. Well, it is about real time, but Ocarina of Time, like, there's definitely a kind of subset of people at one point that were like making videos about how Ocarina of Time is kind of overrated, and before that point, everyone was like, "No, we love Ocarina of Time, we love it." And then there was people who like. This is kind of I guess this is kind of the opposite. More so, it's people who weren't nostalgic for Ocarina of Time versus people who were like, this isn't really nostalgia. It's more like it's a game that wowed you at the time because it was incredible at the time, but now is not really all that special. So it's kind of anti-nostalgia, whereas nostalgia is usually. I mean, I guess it's, well, I don't know. I guess it's similar. But you know what I mean. I'm just saying, like, everything is relative. Everything is grandpa. Wow. Who thought cannons were a good idea? So I hope this game is teaching you so much about Mario. What are we talking about, pirates? Everything is relative. When you grow up, the people you visit, relative. Eggs Benedict Cumberbatch. Okay, hang on. I should be taking the fast path. Why am I doing this? I need you. There we go. Excuse you, he's a raven. Hence Raphael the Raven. You should be ashamed of yourself, Diva. You of all people should know the difference between ravens and crows. They should bring back Goonies. Goonies weren't in Paper Mario, and that's sad. What's your favorite Goonie, and why is it the fat one? Alright, you ready for space? Are they actually called crows in, like, the manual? Alright, we're on the moon. The moon! I'm gonna do Moon That Game soon, and it's gonna be all games in which you go to the moon. I'm sure you can name 50. Maybe I don't need to wait till he gets... I guess he's just angry forever now. Dang it. Should not be doing this so badly. In space, no one can hear you cry. There we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Alright, there we go. One more last world. I mean, it's only been 3 hours. The last world takes like an hour, usually for me, though. Or not even 3 hours. Well, no, my time got... I guess it's been longer than that, because my time got screwed up. I'm still mad the VOD got split, but... Alright, so now that we've conquered Yoshi's Island, it's time to go to the Dark World. It's Dark World because it's dark. There is something I realized about Zelda that I never had thought about, like, growing up, is that almost every Zelda game has a Dark World, or a alternate map. Like, obviously, A Link to the Past has the Dark World. Like, obviously. But then Ocarina of Time has the time travel, which is kind of the same kind of concept of, like, you have past Hyrule and future Hyrule, different variations of the same map. Majora's Mask doesn't really have that. And I guess Wind Waker also doesn't really have that. Minish Cap doesn't really have that. But Ages and Seasons have Ages has past and present again, and then Seasons has like the different seasons. And then Twilight Princess has... I don't know if Twilight... I guess it kind of counts as... Does Wolf Sense count? Oh, that one's a little weird in that respect. It feels like they brought it back a lot more in later games a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, actually. Maybe there's not nearly as many as I thought. I was thinking there was a lot, and now I'm thinking about it. I guess it's like Skyward has the sky, but that doesn't really count. So maybe I'm just wrong. Sturm, you missed the moon! It was your favorite celestial body. That's probably not even true. Peppermint hot chocolate sounds very based, though. Saturn is pretty good. Did you really need to fall on me? I was already dead. What's your favorite chomp? Space is fun. Space but here's the thing, which is more interesting, space or deep sea? Which would you be more interested to learn more about? I would say deep sea. The problem with space is any of the very interesting things about space, I feel like it's too far away for us to ever, like, probably in our lifetime, realistically know about. You could make the same argument with deep sea, but, like... Do not make me choose between my children. What did I say shop for? Peppermint's good, though. What's your favorite peppermint flavored thing? And why is it peppermint ice cream? I'm sorry, sir, but I hope I'm not hurting your ears. I don't know what I that was me. Like I also could have like been not hearing what I couldn't remember what I said, so I wasn't trying to say that you said something wrong. I think I've been pretty chill tonight, right? Have I gone up in the chill meter? I've been talking a little bit about different stuff, but I've tried not to be, I don't know. If anyone left, I always worry about this kind of stuff. I like talking about, you know, interesting, like, ideas and stuff, but I never want anyone to feel like I'm putting down their opinions or anything, and I feel like it's frustrating sometimes where, like, I feel like a lot of times I like to explain, like, things to me need lots of explanation to get my point across, and I think people just take that as, like, too much and just aggression, even though it's not, and they just kind of tune me out or just leave, and I just, you know, I like people, I hate people, but I also like people. I like talking about stuff. I'm not trying, I don't know, I'm so exhausted at this point, honestly. I think a lot of us are. I just want to kind of just get through life. Yeah, I want to get to the credits of life. Not like real, like, I don't want to say that in a depressing manner, but I'm just like, I'm just so over frustration at times, and it's like moments like these where I'm just hanging with people who enjoy watching what I do, and hanging with friends, you know, makes it good. Alright, we need to get... okay, that got too real. I need, Nina, give me the dumbest question you can think of. You have to blink. Imagine you die, you go to heaven, you get to the gates of heaven, and God's like, congratulations, you've unlocked Luigi mode, and then you can just immediately zoom back to Earth, and now you're Luigi. and you're just sitting there stupefied. You're like, I don't even know what to do now. Buddhism is real fun, only Luigi. How many fried eggs do you think you could eat in a row if you were forced to? That's actually like, I don't even know how stupid that question is. That's actually just like, because you know I hate eggs. So, but I'm forced to. I don't have a choice in the matter. I'm being jigsawed. I would say maybe one, but I don't even know if I could stomach through one. Because one time, my mom made, like, you know those, like, French toasts? It was like, what's the word? It's not French toast. What's the sandwich that has, like, it's like basically a sandwich made with French toast in concept because it has, like, the egg batter. It's like a Monte Cristo or something, I think. But the way that she had the batter for the one, or the egg wash, I guess, or whatever, had too much, there's too much egg on it, so it basically was like fried egg on the side of a piece of bread, and I gagged, I couldn't eat it, it was too much. I think it's really funny this game reuses the mouse sound effect for the ice sound effect also. Yeah, it's definitely not my thing. I know a lot of people love eggs. Eggs are like, nah, not for me. Yeah, I can deal with, like, I can deal with eggs if they are not in the form of egg. Like, obviously cookies have eggs. I don't like, you don't taste eggs. I even, like, quiche I've had before and it was okay because you don't really taste the texture of egg or in the quiche. And some of the, like, in salads, if I had a piece of, like, egg white, like, you know, like the hard-boiled eggs, I've not liked it, but I haven't hated it either. Like, I need my eggs to not be eggs, is what I'm saying. The less egg my egg is, the more I like it. This is such a weird level, really, when you think about it. Would you rather have 500,000 or... Stern, that's not even a hard question, the 500,000. I don't even know who Jay-Z is. Like... That might be the easiest question I've answered in my life. I don't know who he is. Why would I want to hang out with somebody I don't know? I don't know if salt and pepper would help with the egg, honestly. Because the thing is, salt enhances the flavor, and if I don't like the flavor of egg, it would just make it worse. And pepper would make it spicy. I love that Salas and Stir were both like, I could eat like multiples, and I'm like, I don't even know if I could eat one. I gotta imagine, like, I'm sure there's some celebrities who, like, are pretty chill and, like hanging out with fans occasionally. But, like, you know, like, they have those whole, like, have dinner with your, with this person, or go meet this person and hang out for the day. Like, I gotta imagine in most cases, the celebrity just doesn't care, right? Like... I feel like in most cases, though, even like if you're like, oh yeah, I'll enjoy the time, they still like, I don't know. There's definitely some people who would like really enjoy like talking to fans though and stuff, within reason, as long as the fans weren't like bizarre. Damn it! I was doing well there too. Minecraft Steve isn't real. Unless you mean Jack Black, who also isn't real. What's gonna be the big movie of 2026? Or sorry, no, 2025. I'm skipping. You know what? No, let's just skip 2025. Are we okay with that? Can we just skip 2025, go right to 2026? Who's opposed? I'd be okay with just like, you know, warp zoning to the next year. Do you think I can do name that drug tune category? Is there enough games that have like drug variations of music? Oh my god. I've been playing really bad today. I was thinking I'd be done before 2, but at this late I'm going a little slower. Again, I wish I would have started a little earlier, but it is what it is. I mean, it's kind of cool to hang out with the late night crew, and it's Saturday, so, you know, there's more people around tonight, because normally I don't stream Saturdays, and it's cool when I get to do, you know, alternate days sometimes, once in a while. Oh my god, why is there so much Dizzy? Yeah, I've seen that before too. It's like, oh, can you tell the difference between a Pokemon and this cleaning product? And it's like, yes. Yes, I can. Now, I'm sure there is examples of that kind of thing that I wouldn't be able to do as easily, but it does not work with Pokemon for me. Even if I don't remember all their names on the top of my head, I don't think I would ever, like, upon seeing the name, not know, oh yeah, that's a Pokemon. Don't get dizzy. You know what happens when you get dizzy? What percentage of the US population do you think could accurately name Pikachu? Probably a good chunk, right? I guess here's the thing. Name what 5 Pokemon, if you were to ask the average Joe Schmo or the average person, what 5 Pokemon do you think are the most easily named? Pikachu has to be up there. But, like, are they all Gen 1? I don't know if they are. I feel like there would be some that wouldn't be Gen 1. A good chunk of them would be... Like, I feel like Charizard would be up there. Probably Mewtwo. But, like, do you think Greninja is known by... And I'm not talking about just, like, oh, it's in Smash. Yeah, but, like... Do you think, like, your grandma's gonna know who Greninja is? Jigglypuff, here's what's weird about Jigglypuff is I would agree with you to some extent, except for, like, I don't know if Jigglypuff still got the same notoriety they did in the 90s because of the anime. I feel like maybe it's still there, but I don't think it's as much as it was, at least. But okay, let's go the next, let's do top 10 then, just because, like, I feel like top 5 seems pretty easy. I want to get some, like, I want to get more of the variation here. I want some of the guys that, like... Because I feel like at this point, like, anything below the top 5, it's like, okay, it's up for debate what actually is the most well-known. I feel like Lucario's got to be in there at some point. You think Squirtle is more popular than... Like, you think Squirtle specifically is more popular than Bulbasaur or Charmander? Like, because keep in mind, I'm allowing, like, all the different forms, too. So you think... I don't know, what the heck I was doing. I don't know about... I feel like Mudkip is just, like, an internet old... Oh, God. I need to focus here. I think Mudkip is just an internet-only thing more so. I don't know if the average, you know, grocery store clerk is gonna know who Mudkip is. Probably. I think they would recognize who, like, but I see what you're saying, because you don't think they would give him the right name, and that's totally fair. I'm thinking, okay, I guess let's go on a different angle on this. What if we said, name the most recognizable Pokemon? Well, okay, this could also just be really easy too, but the most recognizable Pokemon in each generation for the common layperson specifically. No, that's understandable, Salas. I really appreciate you sticking around this long. I really hope you've enjoyed our conversations, man. You're great. I really appreciate having you as a friend. I've been trying my best to get through this. I'm almost there, but I hope you have a good night. I will talk to you potentially tomorrow. Actually, we'll talk tomorrow because I don't have anything prepared. But what the heck? It kind of like glitched me out there a bit. But we will definitely talk in the future. So have a good night. Have a chill night also. Have a Merry Christmas. Even though it's not Christmas. I do not think Cephalon is the most recognizable anything. There's no way you can convince me that he is the most recognizable Gen 7 Pokemon. Meowth would probably be up there, yes. Snorlax would also be up there. But see, like, just saying all Gen 1 Pokemon's boring. So here's my answers, okay? So Gen 1 is Pikachu. Pikachu is the most recognizable easily. Like, that's not even up for debate. We're just getting rid of all the other Gen 1 guys, just Pikachu. Gen 2 is probably just Pichu, but... okay, so contenders for Gen 2 would be, like, Wobbuffet would be up there. Quillfish. I think Lugia... I don't know, do you think... Legendaries are definitely usually pretty big contenders. Pichu would be up there. Wobbuffet would be up there. They are Pichu and Pichu. I think I would say... Because I don't think any of the starters for Gen 2 would be considered popular territory. I would say probably... I feel like, here's the thing. I feel like Pichu would probably be recognizable, but I also think people would probably recognize it as just Pikachu to some extent. So I think my answer is going to be... Okay, do you think... What do you guys think? Do you think that Entei or Lugia is more... I feel like Entei's got to be the most recognizable of the dogs, right? Or do you think it's Suicune? Definitely not Raikou, I can tell you that. I would say Lugia. I feel like Lugia is pretty well known. He was like the face, like even more than Ho. I think he was the face of Gen 2. And I mean, he had his own movie, so. Raging Bull is that? I don't even remember which one that was. Oh, I mean, it's okay. It's Raikou. Okay. Gen 3. Ooh, okay. Yeah, he was a long-necked dinosaur. I really don't think it's Mudkip. I respect the answer, and I don't think it's impossible, mind you. I just don't think it would be my answer. I don't think Blaziken either, but again, I respect the answer. Okay, hang on. We're gonna see if I can do this skip, so I don't have to fight Salvo the Slime again. This game does this thing where it's like, hey, what if we had these bosses just be regular enemies? I mean, I can definitely get over this. It's definitely possible. I think Wailord would be up there. No, that's not what I want to do. Oh, I think that's going to make them disappear. Okay, no. There we go. Okay. Gen 3 for me would probably be... Definitely not the legendaries in that. I think it might be Wailord on. I think Gen 3 is like not that... I think by that point the collective population was just like, we don't care about Pokemon as much. So none of them kind of stand out to me as Pokemon that the general population would know. So starter isn't a bad guess. I would say Wailord though, because he's so silly, but I don't know if that's the right answer. Gen 4 is definitely either Lucario or Bidoof. I would agree with you on that. I would probably lean Lucario, but I think both are solid answers. Gen 5 is... I don't know what the point of this section is also. Gen 5 is... Oh, also random bonefish out of nowhere. Just like, hey, you know what? You've been doing this long lava ride. What if we just killed you? There's gotta be someone for Gen 5. It probably is Vanillish, because... Oh, an ice cream as a Pokemon? Okay, well, no, because Japan would know. I was gonna say Stunfisk, but that would only be like if for Japan specifically. I feel like because they'd love him. please. No! Oh, well, okay, dude. This is Mario 3, but again. Gen 5 might be the ice cream Pokemon. I kind of agree with you. I don't think, because the problem is Gen 5 is aping a lot of Gen 1, and they would just remember Gen 1, not Gen 5. Honestly, Landorus actually but that's not going to be the general population, though. Yeah, I guess my answer for that is probably because I don't think Victini is that popular. I think it's probably Vanillish for that, or Vanillite. Probably not Vanillish. It's probably the second one, I think, actually. Gen 6, Greninja is up there. However, it's also probably just Greninja. Because I'm trying, like, there's others that maybe, but not to the extent of Greninja. Like, he's in Smash. Yeah, I think it's probably. Well, no, the actual answer is Mega Charizard. But I think it might be actually Greninja. Gen 7 is Mimikyu, I think. I think Mimikyu is up there, honestly. Maybe not. Maybe people don't know Mimikyu as much. Maybe I'm overplaying Mimikyu's appeal. I don't think Gen 7's is like. Here's the thing: Incineroar is in Smash, yes, but I feel like Greninja's a little different because he's was in a lot of different things, and Greninja's like the old I guess my thing is Mimikyu has the appeal of oh, fucked up Pikachu, and I think that the general random person would be like, oh yeah, that guy. Whereas Greninja sure might just be mostly gamers, but it's just that it's the only one that had any appeal at all. Whereas I think Mimikyu has a little bit more casual appeal, whereas Incineroar is basically just, did you play Smash? Because I feel like from the games itself, no one really cared about Incineroar. In fact, I feel like most people, and by most people I mean me, didn't like Incineroar. But I would say Mimikyu would be my guess. Gen 8 is definitely Wooloo. Wooloo is probably, you're right, actually. I think Zacian is also probably up there, actually. I think Cinderace, the problem with Cinderace is all the furries love Cinderace, I imagine. But I can't imagine any furries like Incineroar. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. maybe I just hate Incineroar. Maybe just the furries like everything. You know what? I will not speak for the furry community. He's got too much muscles. I think Gen 8's probably Wooloo or Zacian would be my answer. But I think there are some that are a little bit more popular too. I think Corviknight is more popular than I think you might realize, honestly, but maybe I'm wrong. You cannot be like the furries hate this buff cat. Look, I'm not a big buff guy. I don't like the muscles. It's just not my vibe. But you know what? Fine, fair. I'll give you that. You're right. I can't be like the furries hate buff cats. That's probably a losing argument, honestly. Gen 9 is I mean, Sprigatito or its final Meowscarade is probably up there. However, I think my answer is going to be probably none of them, honestly, because it's too new. But like Ogerpon might, like, I think it's too new, but I think Ogerpon honestly wouldn't be a bad guess in the future. Honestly, because it's so tied with Japanese mythology and all that. Well, Stylus isn't here to watch the bonus. I hope you were watching. So this is where you get items from, by the way. I do not know what this one was. Oh wow, I'm so good. Okay, I knew there was a melon down there. Okay. I got a lot. Yeah, I think Ogerpon's not a bad guess. I'm trying to think if any of the past Pokemon or future Pokemon would really, like, resonate with people, honestly. And I don't know. Alright, I want to see another cheese level. I don't know if I can make this work, but we'll try our best. So normally, you would take this rock and bring it all the way to the bottom. But famously, I don't do that. And by famously, I mean I haven't done it in the last few years at least. Arguably, it might even be faster because, like, this guy's a little annoying to get past. Who was Iron Valiant again? Oh, I don't think... no, look, okay. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to say that nobody likes Toad School, but I'm going to say that I'm probably Zany is in the top 1% of Toad School lovers. I don't think he's going to be as popular as maybe... I think if you're going to go with a old variant of a Pokemon, Wooper is definitely going to be more popular, I feel like, with most people. Or the Dunsparce, either one. Like, I know you could say, well, he's not actually like he's a brand new Pokemon. You're right, he is technically a brand new Pokemon. He's also technically just grasped Tentacruel. No! You stole my baby! Alright, maybe we just do the rock. Maybe we just do the rock. Yeah, well, that's why the answer, like, the thing is, though, the answer would not be, despite what you might think. It is not, I don't even have it. How do I even get any, like, regular eggs? Oh, I can just do that, okay. Like, it's not Pikachu, like, the answer is not Pikachu, Pichu, Minun, Plusle, like, I don't think most of the other Pikachu clones, like, Pikachu, Pichu, and Mimikyu are the most popular Pikachu clones by far, I would argue. You could also make an argument about Pachirisu, but I think that's a little bit more niche. But those are the most popular Pikachu clones. Anyone else is just kind of like second fiddle. Okay, arguably this is just faster than doing the cheese method, but it's funny to do the cheese method. If there wasn't so many tap-taps is the problem. It's gonna be 3 o'clock by the time I finish this. When did I start? I started like a little after 10, right? Probably didn't get started till like 10:30 though, so I guess I'm not that far off of what my normal time is. It says I've been going for 3 hours, but I know I like cut like an hour in, so I'm probably like nearing the 4-hour mark of actual gameplay. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing when it comes to popularity is the answer is almost always the most boring possible answer, usually. Like, you're never gonna get a case where it's like, what's your favorite Gen 1 Pokemon? Or what's the most popular Gen 1 Pokemon? And someone says Farfetch'd. Like, that's not gonna happen, ever, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Now we could talk about like what the least well-known Pokemon is, but like the thing is that's not even, that just goes into just like what Pokemon are forgettable in general. And we've talked about that before. Okay. Jinx actually would be probably kind of memorable, but not for the right reasons. Oh my, oh god, this is bad. What am I gonna do there? What was I supposed to do? I think Mr. Mime stocks have gone up. I think it's funny. I was watching these guys that like, I don't know. I think some people take things too seriously, and like, there's definitely a subset of people who just like almost resent Pokemon too. But like, there was a subset of people who were like, "Oh yeah, the Detective Pikachu movies are fine." But like, there was people who were talking about how much they absolutely despise the Detective Pikachu games. They're like, "Oh, they're baby's first detective game," and like, yeah, in a lot of ways they are. Why? Like, this deserves your vitriol? Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes you just want a chill game that's not, like... And also, just because, like, you can enjoy a game that's not necessarily made for you too, I feel like, is one thing. I can play a game and be like, hey, I know this game is definitely made for, like, you know, people who are new to the series. And I can still enjoy the vibe of it, even, like... I'm telling you, I'm coming more and more to the conclusion that there's so many gamers that, like, gameplay matters above everything else. Like, if there's no gameplay, then, like, they don't care about, like, the atmosphere, the vibe, the story. The reaction to Plucky Squire especially made me feel that way, that people were so, like, against that game because it wasn't what they wanted it to be. And it's just, like, there's a lot of people who just want toys. And that's fine. It's just, gaming is games are an interesting medium in that respect, because it has basically two different people who are engaged. Like, you can't engage in movies in a different way. Everyone's gonna engage with a movie in the same way, pretty much. What they take from the movie and what they enjoy out of the movie, sure. But, like, you're not going to... One person's not going to watch a movie, and one person's going to flotch a movie. Like, that's not a thing. Like, or one person's going to... I guess, using actual real concepts. One person's not going to watch a movie, and one person's not going to, like, taste a movie. That's just not a thing, you know? But someone, like, experiencing games as art, and some person playing games as toys, like, those sides are going to have completely different values. Yeah, that's the thing too, like, Pokemon is, like, definitely, like, look, all ages can enjoy it. It is made for children. It is a children's game series. Ultimately, making a detective game for people to be introduced into the mystery genre using one of the most popular children's franchises. Why is that a bad thing? Even if you don't personally like it, why is that a bad thing? We need more people to like visual novels. We need more people to like interesting artistic stories. Summer, I hope you know you're my friend too. Like, I hope you're not mad at me, by the way. I really do respect your friendship. I also need to play the game you got me at some point. I don't know if I'll stream it. I'd like to, but it's just gonna be hard. But it looks interesting. I mean, I'll stream it to someone. Sneaky can watch it. I think it's like furry Metroidvania. Forgot that one was there. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Okay, we're trying not to get too deep. We gotta, okay. Sneaky, if I get too unchill, you need to set off the anti-chill alarm. Wee woo, wee woo. But the one thing I want to say was, that I think it's fine to dislike things, but I do think people on the internet at large are really bad at healthily disliking stuff, and also, like, dealing with people disliking stuff. And I don't really know what the answer is. But, like, okay, you may not know this. Okay, I'm gonna blow your mind here, but I'm not the biggest fan of Pokemon Black 2. And that's fine. And I know people who really like Black 2, and that's also fine. But I think there's a way to, like, talk about a game's faults and talk about a game not being good, and still, like, people need to be okay with enjoying games that have faults. Because a lot of my favorite games are not perfect. And people need to be like, what was it? I think, was it Wolf in Odin's Name at Game 2 was talking about how he didn't vibe with Penny's movement system, and I get that. Like, if you're not vibing with the movement system, there's not really, like, at that point, it's like, well, I liked it because of the movement system, and if you didn't like the movement system, then, yeah, then I get why you wouldn't really feel the game as much. And that's fine. But, I don't know, there's just gotta be a way for people to, like, first off, not dismiss hatred as... Hating or disliking something is not a bad thing, is what I want to say. I don't think it's wrong to not like something. I think we need to get better at expressing that in a non-vitriolic manner at times, and vice versa. I also think we need to be better, and this goes to everyone. This is not like, no one is immune, as was pointed out. But we do need to be better at accepting when people dislike something, and that's fine. And I think also accepting, like, just not, oh, you disagree with me, that's fine, and the story, like, also accepting that maybe they have some points, and, because what I take from it is, if you dislike something, and the person gives the reason, and has and understands, the person talking to you understands why they don't like it. They say, like, oh, Mario has too much Mario, or Mario, okay, case in point. Sturm said he likes characters and stories, and he could be like, I don't really care. Like, there's other reasons. I'm simplifying this, Sturm. I'm not, like, summing up your opinion. Like, I'm using you as an example because... if, like, for example, I'm not really big on Mario games, or like, Mario platformers, or 2D platformers in general, because there's not really much character personality, and I like stories, and I like character, right? There's nothing wrong with accepting that is his reasoning, and then also saying, okay, but I like action, like, I like toys, I like being able to quickly move in games, and I don't really care that much about characters. Therefore, maybe I will like this thing. We need to be good at it, instead of it being a thing of, you hate this thing, therefore you're my enemy. Be it like, hey, I don't like this thing, you might like this thing, maybe you should check it out because you like these aspects. You know what I mean? We need to be better at just being a thing of some games are good at this thing, some games are good at another thing, and, you know, like, every game is bad at something. And we should let the people who like this one thing play that game, and the people who don't like this game play the other game. I'm oversimplifying it entirely, but my point is, I'm right. Don't be a dick about it, but my one thing, too, is I also see people will take it in the trap of, like, oh, it's just my opinion, you can have it. Like, it's just kind of like, okay, well, you can sit over there at the kids' table, and I can go here, and, like, they just separate it. Like, I think there also needs to be an acceptance of why people don't like something, and not just leave it at, okay, well, you don't like this thing, so then we're just never going to talk about this thing. You know what I mean? This is one thing, you know, I mean, I guess shout-outs if someone wants to do the command for Madame Morio, because I was watching one of her streams when I had in the background, and she was talking about how she doesn't like Christmas Vacation. See, I'm bringing this back full circle. That's one of her least favorite movies, and her husband, Odin, that's one of his favorite movies as a child. And one thing that stuck out to me is that when she's like, well, first off, we're just not gonna never watch this again just because, you know. And I'm not, like, you should watch her streams because she explains better, than what I'm doing. But the point I'm trying to make is, you're not just gonna avoid it because it's your favorite movie. We're just not gonna watch it again just because I don't like it. So she watched it again. And she was saying how she didn't like the last half of the movie and why she didn't like the last half of the movie, but she didn't, like, respect, you know, and found parts of the first part funny. And I think that's the way to handle it. I think that's the best, like, that is, like, absolutely, like, you know, it's not her thing, but you can, like, find reasons as to why other people, like that thing. We don't need to just put people in quarantine for liking Sonic Chronicles. I can like Sonic Chronicles, guys! I don't have a problem! Yeah, Christmas Lapoon. Her big thing was, like, the animal abuse isn't funny to her, and that I totally understand. Because I know that's, like, a big aspect of the latter half of that movie. She said everything till, like, Christmas Eve was fine. You're putting you in Sonic quarantine for, like, the Sonic Chronicles. But it's for your own safety. But you get what I'm saying, right? I hope I'm not losing people now for this also, but we're at the end here. Is at least for early things I don't vibe with the movements. It's interesting because I feel like Odyssey's controls were so good for me. Like, I really like them, but I'm not really big on 64's controls, but the bigger problem with that is the camera for me. As Sneaky can attest. I know a lot of times I repeat topics. I hope, like, a lot of times when I repeat topics too, I hope, like, this isn't getting old to be like, oh, you've talked about this before. But I feel like I try to introduce something new because I'm constantly thinking about stuff, trying to reinterpret projects and stuff. Sturm, you should join March Madness again this year. And I'm going to make a bet that you need to play DKC 3. And I'm going to coach you. Because I think you would enjoy that one because it has a baby in it. It's not actually like I just like DKC3. I mean, you would actually like Donkey Kong. I'm trying to think. Is there a Donkey Kong game that has story? Because Donkey Kong Jungle Climber, kind of. It had banana backwards, but with an X. There's also Donkey Kong, was it Donkey Kong 4, The Quest of Space and Time, or was that Donkey Kong 5? That one had a story. But I guess my thing, Sturm, is compared to like years before, because we've talked about this before, do you kind of understand where I've been coming from on terms of like understanding like what you like about a game and what you don't like about a game? Because I feel like you do more, and because I know you, like I get it. Negativity is like I'm also kind of over obsessive negativity, but I try. I don't always succeed, but I try not to just be overly negative. But I think it's also good to understand, like, looking at things in a critical eye is not a bad thing, is more what I'm saying. Because ultimately, you want to experience more good stuff, right? So you need to understand why you don't like something. You need to understand bad in order to understand good. No, that's fine, too. I wasn't saying that you, oh god. You ready for this, too? I wasn't saying you were ignoring me at all. I'm just focusing on the game and... This is the information box. He just, like, will tell you stuff. I don't like them anymore. No, he's just giving me helpful advice. Blood Yoshi Daddy, yes. This is Tap the Golden. So, like, this is like Bowser's Castle in Super Mario World. Like, every roulette of the... There's one that's easy, but, like, all 4 doors have a different thing behind them. Door 3 has Tap the Golden. He's Tap, but he's gold. And unfortunately, there's no lava to kill him. I guess I could just do this. I think you might be able to knock him into that pit, actually. But he might jump out, I don't know. What do you think bats taste like? Actually, no, we're not going this route. Actually, nope. I said that, and I'm immediately like, actually, no, I'm good. I don't want to go down this route. Someone who's a little afraid of bats now. Nah, I'm good. It's one of those things where, like, you say something before your brain can catch up, and then your brain's like, what the heck, mouth? Shut up, please. I wonder what Goombas taste like. Well, he goes like, the flower's more like. See you later. I wonder what Goombas taste like. Oh boy! Alright, there we go. I don't know why we have Shy Guy room here. Oh, damn it. Well, I don't care. But there's the red coins, okay. Alright, how do you feel about Clown Hall? So is this the first time you've watched this game in full, Sturm? Like, the most you've seen of this game? What do you think? What do you think of it? I know it's not your thing, but like, you can see why I like it, right? The music and the I think the vibes are immaculate in this game. It's got a lot of personality. When I was younger, I was always like, dude, graphics don't matter in games. But at this point, I'm like, no, graphics do matter. But it's not graphical power. Art style means so much to me. I think a game with a good art style just is, you know, peak. Yeah, there is a difference between being critical and being hating, and unfortunately, it's sometimes hard to tell the difference. And I want people to know that I'm really trying not to be a hater. And I think in the past, sometimes I've been more a hater than sometimes. And sometimes you fall in the trap of, like... I've definitely fallen in the trap sometimes where it's like this new popular thing is popular, and, like, okay, like, yeah, maybe I was a little mean to Belatra, I'm sorry, Pond. Like, oh, like, I'm annoyed with the Game Awards, so then I take it out. Like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm in the wrong on that. I'm not saying that we're immune to that kind of stuff. But I was a little mean to Belatra. Well, okay, to be fair in my defense, though, like I said, when I looked at my year in review, and it said that Pocket Card Jockey came out the same month, I'm like, oh, well, that's why I didn't care. Because I was playing that for, like, the whole spring. And then and that's when everyone was super into that game. So that's why I just didn't really even look at it. I think cool art style. I appreciate some of the gimmicks. The music's very good. I like the sound font. I do not like Baby Mario. I think the idea of having your life system be like that and not just like an instant hit. I like that Sonic never dies in one hit. He has the rings. You are not welcome here, Yoshi. Please hand over the baby. I love this game's sound effects. Like, they're pretty... Like, I think it's gotta be in the top 10 of game sound effects, right? Baby Bower. Bay Bower. What kind of green donkey is that? Looks like fun. Me wanna ride. Mine. So if he lands on you, he will take Mario's spot. Alright, here it is, Sturb. It goes pretty hard. Yeah, a little bit. Roll. I love, like, MIDI trumpets can be pretty bad. MIDI guitars, they can be pretty sick at times. Like, things try, like simulating guitar sounds, like, pretty sick. Yeah. There still hasn't really been that many games, like, even though they brought this same damn battle back for, like, a lot of the later Yoshi games, there still is not a game that does, like, this kind of battle into the background. Demon's Fighting Hertz tried to do it. Unfortunately, like, the whole development of that game just makes me so sad. But, like, one of the mini-bosses in that is very similar in nature to this. Oh god, oh god! Go back! I don't think I've ever gotten that close before. Alright, and time. What's my time, Nina? I hope you were keeping track. Not actually. You are such a meanie. Someday we'll be back. You'll see. Wah. I'm sorry, Nina. Are you mad that I took too long? Look, I feel like I have a handicap of being sick. Luigi. Yeah, and then the DS game's like, what if there was Baby Wario and Baby DK? Thus, due to the marvelous work of the Yoshi clan, the twins are reunited. The captured stork is freed by Yoshi and set about his duty and finally makes the long-awaited delivery. Thank you, Yoshi. The twins will meet their parents soon. Psych, actually they're not their parents. They're just some random strangers. You gotta play Yoshi's New Island. Because the stork's an idiot. That is my favorite, like, dumb retcon. The fact that, like, at least DS was like... I don't even know what the actual plot DS was, but, like, it was at least trying to be different. It had time travel, too. But, like, Yoshi's New Island is like, no, actually, those parents weren't the real parents at the end of that game. The stork delivered them to the wrong house, and then Kamek captured them again. Like, it's so funny. Imagine doing that to any other game and being like, actually, trying to think of a good example of that. Imagine if Metroid Dread's plot was Samus, instead of blowing up the planet with the Metroids, you blew up a different planet. You did the wrong one. That's what it would be like. Is if Metroid Dread opened with Samus accidentally blew up this civilian homeworld. That's what would it be. That'd be so funny. Oh my god. GG's. This was good. I hope you guys have liked this. I hope you like Chill Mega. I hope I was chill. How many G's do I get? It was Christmas! Look, this is 5 years, Sturm. Are you gonna argue with 5 years of tradition? It was a Santa hat! Look, what other game would you have me play at Christmas? I feel like at this point, it needs to be done, right? Like, even Summer, who says it's not a Christmas game, would also cry if I didn't play this game for Christmas. I mean, 2064 is a Christmas game. You gotta let me know what you think of Neurodriver when you get a chance, Nina. I found it so funny when I saw those were the 3 games you bought. I'm like, this is just like the three wise men of sneaky games that she wants. They just all were like, oh yep, those are all games Sneaky wanted that were all like kind of indie titles. Okay, it was Bomber Cyberpunk, Neurodriver. What was the other one? I'm blanking on the other one. Oh, they were. Oh, your friend bought you. Oh, well, it's still. They were definitely all games that you wanted. You should do a Hypnospace Outlaw New Year stream. Yeah, it's too long though. Is the thing. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that long if I knew what I was doing, but. Look, are you telling me that Yoshi, if Yoshi was pulling like a sleigh, you wouldn't think that was normal? I would think it would be normal. Yoshi has definitely got some Christmas cheer. He's got Christmas cheer. What's your evidence for this, Sturm? They need to bring back pre-rendered graphics. Pre-rendered old CGI is so good looking. It's got such a distinct look to it. It also says that he cheats on his taxes, huh, right? Okay, so the New Island retcons that these aren't their parents. So why are they holding them up then? Are they just like, what's this? Just go away. Just toss them in the garbage. Like, if you had a baby that wasn't yours at your doorstep, wouldn't you just, like, I don't know, not pick it up? I mean, I guess you would eventually pick it up because, like, were you gonna just leave it out there? But all right, that's it. That's the game. Look, you can't argue with me and say this game isn't a Christmas game, and then say that Yoshi is Jewish. You can't get mad at me for my dumb logic, and then you have your own dumb logic. That's illegal. All right. That's about it. It is almost 3 o'clock. I can see if anyone's streaming, but I doubt it. But I hope you guys had fun tonight. Summer, if you want to do the Name That Game Tune Family Feud poll real quick, I don't know how many people are newer in here, and Nina, if you're around to post that link again, please vote. You have till Sunday, not for Family Feud, but you have till Sunday for my favorite stream of the year to vote in that. I mean, if you are streaming, I will rate you. You could go. You have 3 games you could be streaming right now. And then the Family Feud is going to be in January, and you guys will help contribute to me making that Name That Game Tune. So, and then this Monday at 7, I'm going to be playing Name That Game Tune, or doing Name That Game Tune, and it's going to be games of 2024. I got to figure out how I'm doing. I don't know if anyone sent me a link on how to download stuff. I don't know if Nina sent me one or not, but I will figure out what I'm doing with the trailers and that. But it should be a fun time. Please come check it out. Summer posted like 6:30, which is probably not true. It's probably going to be closer to 7, but I probably will be live by 6:30. I just won't start the game probably till 7. But the game itself will probably like start exactly at 7. Let's have like no preamble and stuff. And then yeah, we'll be doing Harvest Moon 64. So Summer, all those dates are gonna change, by the way. It's definitely not gonna be Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Monday. I'm gonna work on getting that updated. Like I said, it's been a rough week, so. But, yeah, I don't think there's anything else to really say. I'm gonna go just kind of chill, I guess. Continue chilling. Maybe I'll finish the One Piece arc I'm on. And then also, I got some work I gotta do. But, thank you all so much for watching my game. This map also, like, is complete nonsense, by the way. They don't even go to other islands. I don't even know what this map is showing. I guess that was the Storks map, but all right. Let me see if anyone is streaming. All right, I'm gonna raid Sturm. Go raid Sturm's DMs with. Go raid Sturm's DMs with. Play Sonic Chronicles. Alright, bye guys.